The following is an exclusive presentation of the LSU Sports Radio Network.
It's LSU. That's why I came here. You stare challenges in the face and you go do it.
1-1. Again, high and deep to left field, down the line towards the monster. It's gone!
What does that look like? Recruit, develop, win.
Big swing! Could it be? Will it be? It is! Tigers win! Tigers win! 4-3!
LSU Fighting Tiger Baseball is on the air.
The pitch. Oh, strike three! Inside corner. Punched him out.
This is exclusive live coverage of Fighting Tiger Baseball on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Base hit into right. Coming in to score is Pearson, and the Tigers take a 10-9 lead. Hey now!
Brought to you by the 7 partners that represent Team LSU. Cox, the official communications provider of LSU Athletics. McDonald's, official sponsor of the LSU Tigers. Our Lady of the Lake, official healthcare provider of LSU Athletics. Albertsons, the official grocery partner of LSU Athletics. Hancock Whitney, the official bank of the LSU Tigers. People's Health, the official health plan of LSU Athletics. And by Coca-Cola, official beverage partner of the LSU Tigers. The powerhouse of college baseball plays here. This is LSU Fighting Tiger Baseball on the LSU Sports Radio Network. Now for the Cajun Country Rice on Deck Show. Cajun Country Rice. Rice from Louisiana farms to your table. Live coverage of LSU Fighting Tiger Baseball starts now. From inside the booth with the call of the game, here is the voice of your Fighting Tigers, Chris Blair.
After a morning of severe thunderstorms, the skies have settled down, and we're set to try and get in Game 3 of this SEC series that is all knotted up in one game apiece for the number 11 Kentucky Wildcats and your number 1 ranked Fighting Tigers of LSU. Hello, everybody. This is Chris Blair along with Tiger champ Buzzy Heidel and the Straw stirring the drink back in the Capital One studio, Alondra Villarreal, welcoming you once again to Skip Bertman Field inside Alec Box Stadium, here on the campus of LSU in Baton Rouge for today's play-by-play story. At 11 a.m. this morning, anyone here at the stadium would have given little chance to seeing baseball today. Over 800 lightning strikes in the area, thundering strikes off light poles, the scoreboard, and iconic Tiger Stadium in the distance. But as quickly as it came in, it moved out, and we may have found the window to complete this series. Thursday night, LSU imposed its will, pounding out 14 runs in the first 3 innings with 2 grand slams and a 3-run homer to eventually run rule the Cats 16-6 in 8 innings. Last night, Kentucky dictated the rules of engagement, and small ball ruled supreme as the Wildcats scored runs, 5 runs that is, in the 5th inning, 5 more in the 7th on their way to a 13-10 victory to even up the series. Today, right-hander Christian Little will make his first start in SEC play for the Tigers after being named the Game 3 starter last week in Columbia in a game, of course, that wasn't played. Kentucky will go with veteran senior left-hander Tyler Bozema, who will make his 5th start this season against SEC competition. So find your favorite chair, grab your favorite beverage. We try to get a winner in this series. Game 3, it's Kentucky, it's LSU, and it's coming up next on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Support your LSU Tigers with Hancock Whitney, the official bank of LSU Athletics. From game day to the offseason, Hancock Whitney LSU credit and debit cards are a big win for any Tiger fan. Want to get your paws on these cards? Well, apply online or visit HancockWhitney.com/LSU. Hancock Whitney Bank, member FDIC. All accounts subject to credit approval. Terms and conditions may apply. Albertsons is making shopping and saving easier than ever. Just For You deals is now Albertsons For You. It's everything you love about Just For You with all new perks. Get rewarded for just being you, including personalized deals, a free item every month, and even a treat on your birthday. With Albertsons For You, you earn points every time you shop and redeem them for discounts on groceries and more. Brand new Albertsons For You members receive $5 off their next $25 or more purchase just for signing up. Download the Albertsons app or simply update your existing mobile app to see your all-new, all-awesome perks. Albertsons. Fresh foods, local flavors. Together, we are partners, setting a new standard for health. Together, we prove that no matter how battle-tested we are, our spirit remains undefeated. Our Lady of the Lake and LSU are creating transformational change and impacting Louisiana with a new standard for healthcare, research, and education. Together, Our Lady of the Lake and LSU are champions for Louisiana. Together, we roar. Learn more at ololrmc.com/LSU.
Getting you ready for the first pitch of LSU baseball. We continue on the Cajun Country Rice On Deck Show. Time now to talk with Tigers on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
We are here at Alec Box Stadium, Skip Bertman Field. We're going to play today as LSU will face Kentucky in Game 3, joined now by LSU junior pitcher Ty Floyd. Ty, first of all, look at last night's game, kind of an unusual game. Tiger defense had some issues for the first time all season, and Kentucky was able to take advantage. Just your thoughts on the game and the way it played out.
Yeah, I feel like for the most part of the game, we showed a lot of dominance and stuff. We hit the ball well, and but at the beginning of the game, we played defense pretty well. I think we had a couple missed cues toward the end of the game, which cost us a couple runs and stuff. But I feel like today's going to be a better day. We're going to play a lot better defense and pitch a little bit better and even have some better offense today.
I sense just in watching the team, even though there was a chance the game wouldn't be played, once the team found out that you guys are playing, it seems to be a lot of energy and a lot of determination in the dugout to go out and get a win today.
Yeah, of course. I feel like we have, after last night, everybody's very motivated today to come back and win today, because I feel like last night was a little bit of a sting because everybody thought we should have won and stuff, but I feel like everybody's got high energy today and is ready to play.
Just your thoughts on the pitching staff right now, Ty. I know you guys have had a few injuries, so you're a little bit thin. What does it say about the character of the staff to come together when you guys are a little bit short?
Yeah, I feel like that speaks a lot of character of the team and stuff. We've had a couple kids step up, especially Gavin Goodry's got to come in, and now he's being a lot better. He has a bigger role for us now this year and stuff, and he's been doing really well for when he came into the game and stuff. But all the pitchers are ready to go, and I think they're excited to be able to get out there and help us win today.
I know we've been waiting for Christian Little to get a chance to start in an SEC game. He was scheduled to start last week at South Carolina. That game rained out. Now he gets that opportunity. What most impresses you about Christian and what you've seen from him?
Yeah, I mean, Christian's got a great arsenal. He's got a really good fastball, really good cutter, and a really good changeup and curveball and stuff. And I feel like that's going to play really well today. If Locatus pitches well, he's going to have a really good day today. All
right, Ty, we greatly appreciate it. Good luck to you guys as you work to get a series victory today.
Yes, sir. Go Tigers.
All right, Ty Floyd with us as LSU gets set to face Kentucky here in Game 3. A lot more to come after this on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
My husband had a gun. Him and his friends would go shooting. The ammunition, unfortunately, was not stored separately. In a million years, we never thought that Emily could. There's a hole in our family that can never, ever be filled.
63 Americans a day die by gun suicide. With safe gun storage, we can give our loved ones a second chance at life. Learn more at endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by Brady and the Ad Council.
We always picture the SEC student athlete for their speed, their vertical, their agility. But it's time we picture them for more. For their campus voice, their community outreach, and for the simple fact that 20 years later, they're still someone's pride and joy. More than students, more than athletes. In the SEC, it just means more.
Right now, our country feels divided, but there's a place where people are coming together.
I was nervous to talk to someone so different than me.
Me too.
Love Has No Labels and One Small Step are helping people with different political views, beliefs, and experiences connect through conversation, and it feels good.
This conversation gives me hope.
It gives me a lot of hope, too.
Take a step toward bringing our country and your community together. Start a conversation at lovehasnolabels.com/onesmallstep. A message from StoryCorps, Love Has No Labels, and the Ad Council.
We are back on the Cajun Country Rice On Deck Show with LSU Fighting Tiger baseball on the way. First, time to take a trip around the SEC on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Fingers crossed we get this game in its entirety. Game 3, Kentucky and LSU here at the box. Our Lady of the Lake proud to be the championship health partner of LSU. Together, Our Lady of the Lake and LSU champions for Louisiana. Together, we roar. Learn more at olrmc.com/LSU. Time to take a look around the SEC. Certainly some interesting scores from last night's action. We'll update you on that. The current standings around the SEC presented by Visit Baton Rouge. We're ready. Are you? Great to have in the booth Buzzy Heidel. Buzzy, I know you're ready. What's it look like around the SEC?
Well, one game is currently underway. Bottom of the fourth in College Station. Missouri is leading Texas A&M 7-3. Game slated to start later on this afternoon. South Carolina taking on Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt won that game yesterday 14-6. Ole Miss and Mississippi State do battle in Starkville. State won that game 3-2 last night. Georgia and Florida playing in Gainesville. Tennessee taking on Arkansas and Fayetteville. And Auburn and Alabama will do battle in Tuscaloosa. We'll look at the standings after a few weeks of play in the SEC. Over in the East, Vanderbilt continues to stay strong at 11-2. South Carolina sits in the second spot at 10-2. Kentucky 10-4. Florida 9-4. Tennessee 5-8. Georgia 4-9, and Missouri rounds out the East at 4-10. And over in the West, Arkansas sits at the top at 9-4. Your LSU Tigers are at 8-5. Texas A&M 7-7. Auburn 5-8. Alabama 4-9. Mississippi State sits at 3-9, and Ole Miss will round out the West at 2-10.
All right, thank you, Buzzy. Around the SEC, as always, presented by Visit Baton Rouge. We're ready. Are you? We are ready to play baseball today. Again, there is a time limit due to Kentucky's travel. They say they need to be done and be on the bus, actually. They told us earlier today at 5:45, headed towards the airport. So, again, after a decision was made to start just after 2 o'clock, both teams agreed. Also, there'll be no new inning beginning after, I believe, 5:29. So no full inning in the game will begin after 5:29 Central Time. But we're ready to see some baseball today, and that's a good thing. Fans have the right equipment to take on any job linked to the land. Visit Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana at sunequip.com. Coming up, we'll take a look at the starting pitchers for today's game. For Kentucky, they have a proven veteran. For LSU, they're looking to find that Game 3 starter. Still a lot of questions. Buzzy will break down the starters when we come back here on the Cajun Country Rice On Deck Show from the LSU Sports Radio Network.
When it comes to investing in your home's comfort, it's never just one thing. You want to make sure you get an air-conditioned system that's reliable, affordable, energy efficient, backed by a strong warranty, and is installed by a dealer you can trust. That's why people who insist on the best choose Trane. Plus, right now, Trane is offering special financing. So what's not to love? Visit TraneSouth.com to find a local Trane dealer today. It's hard to stop a train. Subject to credit approval. Ask for details. Hey, Baton Rouge, don't go to just settle for boring old frozen pizza for dinner. Head over to Fat Boys Pizza, where size matters. Come check out their large pies that measure 30 inches across, but the number scarcely does it justice. When you see their 30-inch pie, your whole world got smaller, and your idea of pizza got bigger. From delicious pizza choices, chicken wings, garlic knots, and so much more, stop by Fat Boys Pizza, located on Nicholson Drive in Baton Rouge, or visit them online at eatfatboyspizza.com. Hey, Tiger fans 12 and younger, don't miss your chance to be a part of Mike's Kids Club, presented by Shell, the exclusive kids club of LSU Athletics. Join Mike's Kids Club for only $25. Get the official Mike's Kids Club t-shirt, free admission to select LSU athletic events, and much, much more. To learn about upcoming events and to join, please visit LSUMKC.com. The Mike's Kids Club, presented by Shell.
up to first pitch of LSU baseball. Back with more on the Cajun Country Rice On Deck Show. Time to break down the game's starting pitchers on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Tiger fans, remember all LSU Sports Radio Network broadcasts stream for free at lsusports.net. You can find nearly 200 live events every athletic season. And, of course, you can take us with you wherever you go on your mobile device by simply downloading the LSU Sports mobile app presented by BASF. Find the app for free in the iTunes Store and Google Play. The LSU Sports mobile app presented by BASF. We create chemistry. Let's take a look at the starting pitching. And, Buzzy, one thing that comes to mind, I mentioned it a moment ago, got a guy who has been proven for the Wildcats in SEC play, not only this year, but in his previous seasons. And for LSU, still kind of auditioning who's going to take over that Game 3 role. Last week, Christian Little set to start Game 3. They didn't play a Game 3 in Columbia, so his audition, so to speak, will begin today.
Yeah, and first we'll look at Bosma over at Kentucky. And you said it, he's a senior, he's a veteran. He had LSU's number last year in the SEC tournament in that elimination game. He went 6 innings. Only gave up 1 earned run, struck out 10 Tigers, and so LSU's very familiar with them. From a metric standpoint, Bosma's not some electric guy. You know, ball's not going to jump out of his hand at 98 miles an hour, but he's going to throw the ball, you know, upper 80s, touching 90 miles an hour. But he's a true 3-pitch mix guy, and those guys have given LSU trouble in the past. So LSU's going to really have to be disciplined at the plate and take that good offense that they've had over the last couple days and translate it into this game. And you said it best, Chris. Christian Little, this is his audition. The stuff is good. We know about the stuff. The talent's there. It's all about command with Christian Little. And I don't just, when I talk about command, it's getting ahead in the count. It's not just not walking anybody, but it's getting ahead in the count. And with this scrappy Kentucky team, they draw a lot of walks. They get hit by pitch. They like to steal. You know, they're not a big home run hitting team, but they are scrappy, and they will do everything they can to get runs across. And so if he's not ahead and sharp early in this game, LSU could have their hands full. It'll be an exciting afternoon. Hopefully the weather will hold off. And this is a big one because especially not getting that game in last week at South Carolina.
No doubt about it. Again, it'll be senior left-hander Tyler Bosma for the Wildcats. Junior right-hander Christian Little takes the mound for your Fighting Tigers. Today's game brought to you by the 7 partners that represent Team LSU: Cox, McDonald's, Our Lady of the Lake, Albertsons, Coca-Cola, People's Health, and Hancock Whitney. Teams getting ready, field getting prepped. Again, first pitch just after 2 o'clock Central Time. Only delayed, believe it or not, by an hour from the expected start time, which again, if you were here at the ballpark when we arrived, nobody thought we'd be playing at 2 o'clock this afternoon. We'll continue with more. Had a chance to visit with Jay Johnson, his thoughts on last night's performance and what the Tigers need to do today to pounce back. All coming up right here on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
This is Richard Zuslaw, CEO of Acadian Ambulance Service. On behalf of all the Acadian employee owners, please be careful while driving. Always use your seatbelt and never text and drive.
Are you a homeowner looking to keep your home cool while saving money? Perhaps you're an HVAC contractor who wants to offer customers more efficient, more consistent home comfort. Luxair is the name to know for unmistakably efficient and reliable home cooling, and great business building programs for contractors too. Contact your Luxair dealer to find out more. Or if you're a contractor, visit SolarSupplyLuxair.com to learn about working with Luxair.
The LSU Tigers excel due to great preparation, talent, and execution. Those same principles are what make National Trench Safety the leader in the trench safety equipment industry. National Trench Safety is recognized across the country as the trench and traffic safety specialist, supporting the equipment rental and engineering needs for the refining, chemical, pipeline, power, transportation, and municipal market. Visit ntsafety.com today for more details. Remember, if it's in the trench, over the trench, or around the trench, National Trench Safety has you covered. Go Tigers! Tigers are your team, and Super One Foods is your grocery store. They offer super low prices from the moment you walk in their door, starting with the hottest deals on their famous wall of values. You'll get super savings on fresh produce, meat cut fresh daily, and all of your favorite brands throughout the store. Shop Super One Foods online or in store for super low prices on game day and every day. Go Tigers and go Super One Foods.
This is Richard Zuslaw, CEO of Acadian Ambulance Service. On behalf of all the Acadian employee owners, please be careful while driving. Always use your seatbelt and never text and drive.
As we continue on the Cajun Country Rice On Deck Show, it's time to visit with the top Tiger. This visit with LSU skipper Jay Johnson, presented by Hancock Whitney, the official bank of LSU Athletics, on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Welcome back, everybody. We try to get a game in here at the ballpark. Rainy Saturday, but, Coach, we're hopeful we'll get a little window, be able to complete this series before we talk about the matchup here on Saturday. You know, I thought it was interesting following the game last night. You mentioned to Bill Franquez, Thursday night, the terms of engagement for the most part dictated by LSU. Unfortunately, some errors in the field, and again, the terms were dictated by Kentucky. They were able to play the game they play best.
Yeah, no question about it. I think, getting out early on them like we did on Thursday puts a lot of pressure on them to try to become something they're not. And, we were in position to potentially do that again last night. I thought we did an excellent job off their first two pitchers of getting 6 runs in the first 4 innings with that 6-2 lead. And it's a tough one to swallow because you got a man on first, 2 outs, 2 strikes, end up walking a guy first and second, 2 outs, 0-2 count, base hit. And then we don't make the play in right field. And then, 6-6, 7-6. So, that being said, tip your hat to them. They do not, they are not easy to strike out. They have a really good offensive identity. They've forced you to play really good defense. They have good athletes. And, we didn't make a couple plays, and that ultimately was the difference in the game. Proud of the way the guys fought back, but we want to make sure we take care of the ball a lot better than we did yesterday.
Again, earlier in the week, you announced Christian Little, planned starter here for Game 3. Of course, he was planned to be the starter last week, didn't get to that game in Columbia. Again, what have you seen in the preparation leading into this, and what do you expect from Christian when he takes the mound?
Yeah, we have confidence in him. He's thrown strikes with 4 pitches. He's had some really good moments for us. He started a few of these midweek games, so it's something that's not new to him. It's really about execution. I do think he's a good matchup for their lineup, and they're going to make contact, though, so we're going to have to play defense behind them.
Real quickly, a number of arms, again, probably at the ready. You feel good about what you have in the pen?
Yeah, yesterday was tough, using 6 guys at Tulane and the series being pushed up a day due to TV. We weren't really in a full stable for Thursday's game for sure. Friday's game, we had a few more guys available, but today everybody's locked and loaded and ready to go.
All right, Coach, certainly got our fingers crossed we can get the game in today. Best of luck. Get after him.
Thank you.
Head Coach Jay Johnson, everybody. We'll take the timeout. We'll come back, get you ready. Starting lineups, first pitch, Game 3, Kentucky and LSU, here on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting a Teenager. Learning the lingo.
Jelly. Jelly adjective. Jelly is a shorter, better way to say jealous. As in, Chloe, I am like so jelly of your unicorn phone case.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same. Visit adoptuskids.org, brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
We always picture the SEC student athlete for their speed, their vertical, their agility, but it's time we picture them for more. For their campus voice, their community outreach, and for the simple fact that 20 years later, they're still someone's pride and joy. More than students, more than athletes. In the SEC, it just means more.
When you went car shopping, you meant business. You aced vehicle history searches and test drives. You out-salesmaned the salesman. Now you've got your wheels. If you manage that, you can get your retirement plan on track. Visiting aceyourretirement.org can help. With 401k tips and smart saving strategies, you'll have the info you need to get more for your future. Go to aceyourretirement.org, because when it comes to speeding past financial challenges, you're an ace. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
First pitch of LSU Fighting Tiger baseball is just moments away. Time now for the starting lineups. Presented by Cintas. Proudly helping Louisiana business stay clean, safe, and ready for the workday for over 40 years. On the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Singing of the national anthem prior to first pitch for Game 3 this afternoon at the box. Time now to take a look at the Cintas starting lineup. First for the Kentucky Wildcats, who come in 28-6, their overall mark. They're 10-4 in the SEC and still quite a bit in the race for that SEC East with, of course, Vanderbilt, South Carolina, Tennessee, and, well, I should say Florida and Kentucky. It'll be Jackson Gray once again to lead it off. The center fielder, a senior, batting .328. Ryan Waldsmith will bat second once again. He'll be in left field with a .312 average. Emilian Petre has been solid this weekend. He'll bat third for the Cats, playing second base. Sophomore hitting .383. Hunter Gillum will be the cleanup hitter. He'll be at first base. Catcher Devin Burks will bat fifth. He's a sophomore hitting .272. Chase Velker will be the third baseman, batting sixth. Chase Stanky, who got the start yesterday at DH, had a 2-run home run on his birthday, his first of the year. He'll remain as the DH. He'll bat seventh for the Wildcats. Nolan McCarthy will be in right field, batting eighth. And Grant Smith, the shortstop, will be the ninth hitter. For the Tigers, also 28-6 overall. They are 8-5 in SEC play. Trey Morgan again atop the order with the injury to Gavin Dugas. He'll be in left field once again, the junior batting .317. Dylan Cruz in center field, junior batting .505. Tommy White will be at third base. He'll bat third, the sophomore hitting .378. Jordan Thompson moves up in the lineup. He'll be the cleanup hitter today. The shortstop, a junior, batting .301. Kate Beloso moves back. He'll bat fifth as the designated hitter. Jared Jones will be at first base. The freshman will bat sixth. Braden Jobert in right field once again will bat seventh. Jack Merrifield will get the start at second base. His first start of the season, again in replace of Gavin Dugas with the shoulder injury. And Alex Milazzo will make his ninth start. He will start all three games this weekend for the Tigers behind the plate. He will also bat ninth. That's a look at the Cintas starting lineup. Again, a reminder, Capital One offering checking and savings accounts with no fees or minimums. Capital One, what's in your wallet? That means first pitch coming up. Kentucky and LSU deciding Game 3 here at the box on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Together, we are partners, setting a new standard for health. Together, we prove that no matter how battle-tested we are, our spirit remains undefeated. Our Lady of the Lake and LSU are creating transformational change and impacting Louisiana with a new standard for healthcare, research, and education. Together, Our Lady of the Lake and LSU are champions for Louisiana. Together, we roar. Learn more at ololrmc.com/LSU.
Hi, I'm Kevin Falk, LSU Hall of Famer. My years at LSU were amazing. I've always loved celebrating with my teammates, especially when someone was serving up some delicious Manda salsa. For a lot of Tiger fans, it's just not game day without Manda in the mix. Serving top quality sausage and original seasoning is Manda's strong side. But it's not Manda's flavor that's always got me running back for more. You get it? Running back for more. After 75 years, the flavor still says it all. Manda Fine Meats, the official smoke sauce of LSU Athletics.
Straddling the mighty Mississippi between Baton Rouge and New Orleans, Ascension Parish is Louisiana's sweet spot for a perfect weekend stopover, shop-over stay. Shop at Tanger Outlet's 60-plus designer and brand-name stores. Tour fabulous Homa's House, Mansion, and Gardens. Visit Sugar-Filled Spirits Distillery, known for its unique spirits, wines, and ciders made from real local ingredients and flavors, or so many other interesting nearby attractions. Just a half hour east of Baton Rouge's Tiger Stadium and 1 hour west of New Orleans. Ascension Parish, your Baton Rouge to New Orleans stopover, shop-over spot. For more info, visit LASweetspot.com.
17 SEC championships.
The flag 5 R's in the pitch.
34 NCAA tournament appearances.
Swung on a hit to right field. Way back there. Way back there.
18 trips to Omaha. 6 national titles. The powerhouse of college baseball. This is LSU Fighting Tiger Baseball. On the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Welcome in on this Saturday afternoon, Game 3. Kentucky taking on your number 1 ranked Fighting Tigers of LSU as we're moments away from getting started. Let's pause 10 seconds. Station identification. This is Fighting Tiger Baseball on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Your home for LSU Fighting Tiger Baseball, the LSU Sports Radio Network, and streaming on the LSU Sports mobile app.
Inside the broadcast booth, high above Skip Bertman Field, Alec Box Stadium on this Saturday, along with our producer, Alondra Villarreal, Tiger Champ, Buzzy Heidel, Chris Blair. Happy, number one, we're able to bring the game to you, but certainly happy you've made us a part of your Saturday. Christian Little taking his final warm-up tosses. Again, Kentucky will have the same top three in the order as we saw last night. Jackson Gray, Ryan Waldschmidt, and Emilian Petre will get it started for the Cats. And Buzzy, this is an important game. You mentioned it earlier in the Cajun Country Rice on Deck show. The fact that LSU unable to make up last week's lost game to South Carolina. You hate to have that happen anytime throughout the season, but certainly in back-to-back weeks, we're happy to be able to have some baseball today.
Driving up from Morgan City, I was at a campground down there with the family, so I know they're listening loud and proud, Chris, but driving there this morning, I would have lost the bet saying that we'd have played baseball today, but we're here and ready to go.
Jackson Gray stands in, Little fires, and the first pitch comes in high for ball one, 1-0. And we are underway. Time of first pitch as told, 2:02 Central Time. Here's the 1-0 from Little. This is high and outside for ball two, 2-0. Game day weather report brought to you by AccuTemp. Chance of power outages never. Get a whole home generator from AccuTemp. Keep the power in your hands. Currently 75 degrees and cloudy skies. There's a strike on the outside corner from Little. Fastball at 95 will make it 2-1. A little bit of chance of precipitation as we move throughout the afternoon. Hopefully we can keep it at bay beginning around 3:30 this afternoon. The 2-1. Strike on the inside corner is now Little trying to battle back to Gray, the leadoff hitter.
Yeah, Gray was a thorn in LSU's side. Yesterday he was 3 for 6. And then on Thursday night he had a hit, was 1 for 3, scored 2 runs.
2-2, swing and a miss. Little gets the punch out. One down, top of the first inning. Super One Food strikeout recorded by Christian Little. That will bring Ryan Waldschmidt to the plate. And Waldschmidt on the weekend for the Wildcats, batting .375, 3 for 8. One of the few extra base hits these Cats have had. He had a double. It's been mostly singles and bunts for the Wildcat team. That's part of their MO. This one popped up high near first base. Jared Jones calling for it, and in front of the bag will have it for out number 2. He had to block the bag from the runner, who had to kind of stop, see if Jones could make the play. The freshman does, and there are 2 gone.
Little was working that cutter that he throws to Gray, the first batter of the day, but he elevated a fastball at 95 miles an hour, right, letter high. Waldschmidt just not able to get on top of it, and that's 2 quick outs.
Now we have Emilian Petre, the second baseman. And the breaking ball comes in a little high from Little, and it's 1 ball, no strike. Petre's had a good weekend as well.
3 hits in yesterday's win over LSU. Went 3 for 5, drove in 2 runs.
Pitch misses outside, make it ball 2, 2-0. Petre leads the Cats this weekend, 7 for 9, batting .778 against Tiger pitching. Left-hander open stance, awaits as Little. The right-hander winds. 2-0 pitch. That's a strike on the inner half. Looks like that cutter again. 2-1.
Yeah, 2-0. That's just how much confidence Coach Wes Johnson has in Little in that pitch. Behind in the count and goes to the cutter.
2-1 delivery. Ground ball, foul, third base side. And that'll even up the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
But when you throw that pitch as much as Little does, you're going to have confidence in it. Doesn't matter if it's 2-0, 0-2, whatever the count is.
2 outs, nobody on. Here's the 2-2 delivery to the plate, off the end of the bat, down the line and left. Morgan giving chase, foul territory, has room, makes the grab, hits the side wall for out number 3. Trey Morgan. Another great Tiger to watch play college baseball here at LSU. So Kentucky goes in order, 1-2-3 to start the game. We played a half inning, no score. Tigers come to the plate in the home half. It'll be Morgan, Cruz, and White due up on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Tom has been a teacher for over 40 years. One day, I think one of the students had asked the question and he didn't remember the answer. And I also noticed that he was letting his class out earlier than they were supposed to let out. I was really starting to worry.
Levi and I talked about how it would change our lives, but he was there beside me.
When something feels different, it could be Alzheimer's. Now is the time to talk. Visit alz.org/ourstories to learn more. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
We always picture the SEC student athlete for their speed, their vertical, their agility, but it's time we picture them for more. For their campus voice, their community outreach, and for the simple fact that 20 years later, they're still someone's pride and joy. More than students, more than athletes. In the SEC, it just means more.
Papa, why can't we telegraph while riding a horse?
Son, there ain't no one to blame but Jeffro. He was riding old Betsy the Stallion, tip-tapping away at his telegraph, when blam! Ran right into the side of the saloon.
Well, if Jeffro can't do it, neither should you. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
The powerhouse of college baseball on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Good start for Christian Little and the Tigers defensively. They're in the top half of the first inning. Little records a strikeout. Good play on a pop fly to the first base side. Jones took care of that. And then another highlight reel for Trey Morgan in left in foul territory, making the catch and able to avoid obstacles and still make the play. So the Tigers come to the plate here. It'll be the aforementioned Morgan, followed by Cruz and White. And again, Buzzy, that loss of Gavin Dugas for the next couple of ball games. Again, great news yesterday. It was just a shoulder bruise. So Gavin telling everybody he should be back next weekend for the trip to Ole Miss, which is great news. But in the meantime, it's a big loss not having him at second and not having him leading this team at the top of the order.
You know, that leadership, you just said it, Chris, is a big loss.
First pitch to Morgan. Never afraid to take a hack. Does so, fouls it above the third base dugout, and it's 0-1.
Yeah, I imagine it's probably a little precautionary right now. If you know, as tough a kid as Gavin Dugas is, he's going to be in that lineup if he can be.
Pitch to Morgan, misses high, evens it up. 1-1 strike. Morgan so far on the weekend batting just .125. He's 1 for 8. Has scored 3 runs. Been aboard by way of walk and hit by pitch a couple of times this weekend. And again, that's the thing that really sticks in the crawl of Jay Johnson last night. Kentucky gave all kinds of free passes. LSU, though, unable to take advantage of it. The 2-1, ground ball towards short. Smith will backhand it. Throw to first. Morgan will make it as the throw above Gillum and gets away all the way to the dugout of the Tigers. So a little pressure on Grant Smith. He made a great play, one step on the left field grass, but Fuzzy, it almost appeared that when he turned and looked, Morgan was maybe moving faster than he thought, and then just unloaded, and the throw was airmailed.
Yeah, I think he took one step too much, because when he, as you said, Chris, when he looked up at the first base, Morgan was getting down the line, and that ball just sailed on him. He had to rush it a little more than he probably thought.
So the Tigers will take advantage. First error of the game early here in the bottom of the first. Kentucky's played very clean. In fact, they played error-free ball in their win last night. But a ton of free passes, but give Kentucky some credit last night. They turned 4 double plays. The 0-1 to Cruz. Dillon slaps it back into the screen, falls behind early, 0-2. Dillon this weekend still batting .500 in the series. He's 2 for 4, 5 runs scored. Again, he hasn't had a lot to see at the plate. He's been plunked a couple of times and walked more than a handful. Here's the 0-2. Check swing, goes right back to Bosma. Bosma throws to second. Petrie relay to first in time. Cruz hits into the double play. That is the 6th twin killing turned by this Wildcat defense this weekend. The first of today's action, and there's quickly 2 gone in the bottom of the first.
Well, you just mentioned it. The double play got him out of a lot of jams yesterday. That was just, you're not going to see that often from Dylan Cruz. That check swing kind of got fooled, and it was a check swing, but the ball was hit hard enough back at the pitcher. And give Bosma credit. He stepped, made a strong throw to second base, and they were able to turn double play easily.
We'll see Tommy White now come to the plate. The first pitch, a breaking ball missed inside. It's 1-0. Tommy leading the Tigers this weekend against the Cats, batting .556. He's 5 for 9, 4 runs scored, 3 doubles, 1 home run. He's driven in 6 runs. Again, total of 60 RBI on the year. This pitch misses outside. Now 2-0. Bosma, the left-hander, winds. The pitch. Big swing and a miss. Came up empty on the fastball. It's 2-1. Right across the plate, just around the belt. You don't see him miss on many of those. The 2-1. Little slow grounder to short. Smith will scoop it up. This time throw to first in time for out number 3. So the Tigers go in order. 3 up, 3 down. We've played an inning at the box. Still no score. Wildcats come to the plate. Top of the second coming your way on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Albertsons is making shopping and saving easier than ever. Just For You deals is now Albertsons for You. It's everything you love about Just For You with all new perks. Get rewarded for just being you, including personalized deals, a free item every month, and even a treat on your birthday. With Albertsons for You, you earn points every time you shop and redeem them for discounts on groceries and more. Brand new Albertsons for You members receive $5 off their next $25 or more purchase just for signing up. Download the Albertsons app or simply update your existing mobile app to see your all new, all awesome perks. Albertsons, fresh foods, local flavors.
Excuse me, do you know the average time of one full inning at an LSU baseball game?
10 minutes. Half an hour?
I think 45 minutes. Actually, one inning in baseball lasts about 20 minutes. Any idea how long it takes to complete a mortgage application?
I'm going to go with an hour and a half. I think it's about 2 hours.
Probably a couple days.
Actually, at Assurance Financial, you can apply for a mortgage in less time than one inning. Wow. Find out more. Visit them at AssuranceMortgage.com. That's AssuranceMortgage.com. Equal housing opportunity. NMLS number 70876.
It takes true grit to wake up every morning dedicated to a higher standard of work. At H&E Equipment Services, we're leveraging our national fleet of equipment with a local approach, working closely with customers to understand their needs and provide them reliability, fair prices, and the support of a first-class service team. We're an equipment company, run by equipment people. Where others stop, we continue. H&E Equipment Services, the higher standard in equipment rentals, sales, parts, and service.
LSU Fighting Tiger Baseball from the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Top of the second inning, scoreless so far here in Game 3. Tiger fans, remember StubHub, the easiest way to experience every Tiger game. Check the virtual view, score your seats, get your tickets delivered instantly. StubHub, the official ticket marketplace of LSU Athletics. StubHub, be there. Hunter Gillum, the first baseman, will lead it off for the Cats. Right-handed hitter, batting .374, possesses the majority of the power in this Kentucky lineup. Again, not known for home runs and extra base hits. In fact, they've got 1 home run on the weekend. They had 1 double in last night's game. Here's the 1-0. Swung on, lifted foul in the air, right side. Jones coming over, may have some room. He's on the track in front of the wall, and he makes the grab. Little basket catch just shy of the seats in foul territory. Another great play by Jared Jones, and there's 1 away.
Yeah, kept drifting, and I think wind might have helped out a little bit. I thought that ball was going to be a couple rows up, but give credit to Jones. Kept drifting and didn't give up on it. Made a nice play right up against the wall.
Devin Burks, one of the heroes for the Wildcats last night. He has struggled this weekend, but came up with a big RBI single as he jumps on the first pitch. Skies, shallow right field, or rather right center. Dylan Cruz comes in. He'll have it in time, covering a lot of real estate once again for out number 2. It's one of the things that we try to talk a lot about, Buzzy, and you've said it a number of times. Dylan Cruz with the speed that maybe, I'm not sure it's deceiving, because we see him like last night score from first base on a base hit that for sure you thought he'd be held up at third. But he's covering ground for those here at the ballpark from basically the man to meet sign to the Drago sign, left to right center field. I mean, he's covering a ton of ground and really takes a lot of pressure on a great left fielder like Morgan and Braden Jobert in right. It's almost as if it's got to be hit to left or right. Otherwise, it's Dylan Cruz's baseball. Here's the 1-0 to Felker, and there's a strike on the inside corner at the knees to even it up 1-1.
Well, I've presented this question before. He's got 37 RBIs on the year, does Dylan Cruz. He'd probably have more if he was hitting in the third or fourth hole, but has he driven in more runs this year, or has he saved more runs in the outfield? It's a question I don't know the answer to.
There's a strike just below the belt. Now a little ahead. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 down. Felker, by the way, batting .330 on the season. Felker just 167 this weekend in Baton Rouge. Righty on lefty matchup with 2 down. Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball got away from Milazzo to the backstop, inside and low, and that'll even the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Felker. Fans get low rate long-term financing on powerful Kubota tractors, mowers, and utility vehicles. Visit LSUKubotaDealers.com for your nearest Kubota dealer. Little, the 2-2. Ground ball bouncer foul, first base side. Keeps the count 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's a valid point. I mean, how big a weapon he is defensively. Just the ground that he covers, the plays that he makes. He had 2 sensational plays early in the game last night with balls that you really felt like were going to be gappers and easily extra base hits. He robbed one at the wall at the Drago sign, and then was able to get to one that I thought for sure would be in the gap to left center. Foul ball off the bat of Felker, keeps it 2-2 as Little trying to get the Tigers again quickly back into the dugout here in the top of the second. Nobody on with 2 outs. The 2-2 breaking ball launched to center field. Cruz going back. Again settles under it. He'll have it for out number 3. So again, 3 up, 3 down for the Cats here in the top of the second inning. We move to the bottom of the second. Tigers have Thompson, Beloso, and Jones. 4, 5, and 6 due up. No score. Game 3 on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
It's 4 a.m. Monday, and you're literally sucking baby snot through a tube because she's congested. Man, that's love. And if you love her that much, love her enough to make sure she's buckled in the right car seat. To make sure your child's in the right seat for their age and size, visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Show them you love them. Keep them safe. Visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
We always picture the SEC student athlete for their speed, their vertical, their agility, but it's time we picture them for more. For their campus voice, their community outreach, and for the simple fact that 20 years later, they're still someone's pride and joy. More than students, more than athletes. In the SEC, it just means more.
Put a frog in boiling water and it'll jump right out. But put a frog in cool water and slowly heat it up, that frog will boil. As veterans, we tell ourselves the lie that we can handle anything. We let the water boil. You are not a frog. If you or a veteran you know needs support, don't wait. Reach out. Find resources at va.gov/reach. That's va.gov/reach. Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
The powerhouse of college baseball on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Scoreless ball game, bottom of the second, moving along here on this Saturday. Jordan Thompson going to lead it off. Thompson moving up slightly in the order. He'll bat cleanup today for Coach Jay Johnson. The junior batting .301 on the season. Batting .250 so far this weekend against the Cats as Bozema ready to fire and does so off speed. Strike on the outside corner. Our umpires, by the way, Kevin Elzey down at first, Chuck Pack at second base, Eric Gaucher down the line at third, and Clint Fagan behind the plate calling balls and strikes. The 0-1 hammered to center field right at Jackson Gray, however. He'll go back a few steps, wait on it, and squeeze it for out number 1. Thompson retired early in the at-bat. Now we'll see Cade Beloso. Beloso, the DH, batting in the 5 spot. Beloso so far this weekend had the 3-run homer early in the game on Thursday when the Tigers plated 14 runs through the first 3 frames. He's batting .200. He's been aboard a ton on walks. Again, attributing that professional hitting approach that Jay Johnson talks about for Beloso. This first pitch, a strike from Bozema. And it's 0-1. They'll have the shift on to the left-handed hitter with 3 infielders right of second base. Another off-speed. Maybe a fastball there from Bozema. And it's 0-2. The 0-2 to Beloso stays away from the breaking ball. They appeal, but he did not go around, so it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. It's the extreme shift here for the Wildcats as Felker, the third baseman, playing the rover in shallow right center, and there's a swing and a miss, and Beloso down on strikes. And again, Bozema changing speeds Got him to chase that way out in front. 2 gone, and now we'll see Jared Jones.
Yeah, that was a good sequence by Bozema. He got ahead, then went to that good off-speed pitch. And he's got some deception, too. It's hard to pick up, kind of a funky delivery, hides the ball a long time. And see, he's around the zone with 3 different pitches. You're gonna get a lot of guys out in college pitching that way.
Bozeman now with the first delivery to Jones. In the air to left field. Waldsmith going back to the track, to the wall. It's gone into the left field landing. Jared Jones gets the Tigers on the board. Double-digit home runs now for the freshman, his 10th of the year. Solo shot makes it 1-0 LSU.
Yeah, that ball was down and in a little bit. Jones, big and strong, just powered it out to left field. His 10th homer, and extends his hitting streak to 10 games on the year.
Just got a full power swing into that one. Way up in the left field landing. So Jones gets the Tigers on the board. That'll bring Braden Jobert to the plate. Pitch to the left-hander, smacked, and a line drive. Gillum goes up, pulls it down with a glove at first base. Nice play by the Cat first baseman. That'll end it on a sharply hit ball by Braden Jobert. But the Tigers get on the board. 1 run on 1 hit. Solo shot to left off the bat of Jared Jones. We go to the top of the third. 1-0 Tigers on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
When you open a crisp, cold Bud Light, you know game day is here.
You owe me $5.
We mean every sound. Enjoy responsibly. 2022 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
It's good to be able to make a change, to never feel stuck. That's why at Cox, we're making a change too. Now Cox Internet plans are flexible, so you can choose to just go with Internet, add TV tomorrow, or home automation down the line. It's easier than ever to get just what you want and nothing you don't. Flexible plans from Cox. Change anytime. No commitments, no penalties. See for yourself at cox.com/internet. Additional services can be added at then current regular rates. All services subject to residential customer service agreement and acceptable use policy. Restrictions apply.
You all know Powerball. You know him, you love him. Now, there's a new way to play. Introducing Powerball the Scratch-Off from the lottery. Win up to $15,000. But wait, there's more. Enter the second chance drawing for cool prizes like a VIP trip for 2 to the NASCAR Cup Series Championship weekend at Phoenix Raceway and a chance to cross the finish line with $1 million. Must be at least 21 to purchase.
When you open a crisp, cold Bud Light, you know game day is here.
You owe me $5.
We mean every sound. Enjoy responsibly. 2022 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
The powerhouse of college baseball on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
LSU with a 1-run lead thanks to Jared Jones, his 10th home run of the year. It's 1-0 as we move to the top of the third inning. Wildcats come to the plate. Chase Stanky, speaking of home runs, the DH for the Cats. His birthday yesterday and hit his first home run of the year. Takes the first pitch from Little, sends it high in the air to right field. Jobert gets under it, makes the grab, and there is 1 gone. Again, on the clock here today, Kentucky, of course, on a travel curfew. There'll be no full inning begun after 5:29 Central Time. And that is the rule that these two teams playing under at the moment here in Game 3. With 1 away, Nolan McCarthy, the right fielder, stands in. Breaking ball on the outside corner, nicely placed by Little. Gets ahead 0-1. McCarthy batting .325 so far on the year for Coach Mingione. Comes back, the cutter inside corner called strike, and he gets ahead 0-2. McCarthy on the weekend batting .286. He's 2 for 7 with 3 runs scored. The 0-2. This time the fastball down and blocked up by Milazzo. 1 ball, 2 strikes. This inning, by the way, brought to you by AccuTemp Services. Don't let AC or heater outages keep you on the bench this year. Text home run to 31996. Get your AC system checked from AccuTemp Services. 1 down. Here's the 1-2. Fouled out of play right side. Keeps the count 1 ball, 2 strikes. I was going to mention, of course, that inning moved along, as they all have today, fairly quickly. Kentucky instituting the defensive shift against most of the Tiger hitters and have so all weekend long. First the 1-2, high and inside from Little, evens the count 2-2. We've heard it, Buzzy, different levels of baseball, maybe banning the defensive shift. I don't think you need to ban it. To me, if you wanted to line up all the infielders on an I formation behind the mound, if you're willing to do it, I think you should be able to. Here's a slow ground ball to third. Nice move by White going to his left, gloves it on the grass, throws to first, and McCarthy retired for the second out of the inning. I mean, again, pick your poison. If you've got hitters who can go the opposite field, then that's the risk you take. I don't know that banning, I'm just not a big fan of banning it. I know a lot of people are.
No, I mean, I agree. Look, they can't put people in the stands. You can't put fielders in the stands. You know, I mean, you can still get away with the shift being on.
Ground ball from Smith right at Thompson at short. He'll throw to first in time. Another quick inning. The Wildcats again 3 up, 3 down here in the top of the third. Tigers will have Merrifield batting for the first time, then followed by Milazzo. Top of the order, Morgan. It's 1-0 LSU. They lead the Cats on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
My husband had a gun. Him and his friends would go shooting. The ammunition, unfortunately, was not stored separately. In a million years, we never thought that Emily could. There's a hole in our family that can never, ever be filled.
63 Americans a day die by gun suicide. With safe gun storage, we can give our loved ones a second chance at life. Learn more at endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by Brady and the Ad Council.
We always picture the SEC student athlete for their speed, their vertical, their agility. But it's time we picture them for more. For their campus voice, their community outreach, and for the simple fact that 20 years later, they're still someone's pride and joy. More than students, more than athletes. In the SEC, it just means more.
Right now, our country feels divided, but there's a place where people are coming together.
I was nervous to talk to someone so different than me.
Me too.
Love Has No Labels and One Small Step are helping people with different political views, beliefs, and experiences connect through conversation, and it feels good.
This conversation gives me hope.
It gives me a lot of hope too.
Take a step toward bringing our country and your community together. Start a conversation at lovehasnolabels.com/one small step. A message from StoryCorps, Love Has No Labels, and the Ad Council.
LSU Fighting Tiger Baseball from the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Home half of the third inning coming your way from the box. LSU leading 1-0. Jack Merrifield getting the start today. His first start of the year at second base. He'll bat for the first time. Bosma delivers an off-speed pitch called strike. It's 0-1. Merrifield just his 5th at bat of the season, looking for his first hit of the year. The left-hander fires, and a one-hopper, backhanded by Smith. Had to slow down, get set, throw across the diamond in time to get Merrifield. Thought there might be a window of opportunity there as that sharply hit ground ball kind of pushed Smith back into the outfield grass, but he was able to get back his composure quickly and make the play.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be Merrifield's first hit of the year, and that was a really good play by Smith. And that time I thought he had good awareness and a good time clock that they talk about infielders having. He didn't rush it. He knew he had time with Merrifield running as the ball was hit hard and delivered a strike to first base.
That'll bring Alex Milazzo to the plate. Alex helped the Tigers run rule the Cats on Thursday night. Had the RBI single in the bottom of the 8th inning. Last night, 0 for 2 at the plate. There's a strike from Bosma to even it up. 1 ball and 1 strike. Going back to that shift conversation. Again, I think a coach and a team should be able to put their personnel wherever they want on the field, as this one fouled back by Milazzo. And if good teams can beat the shift time and time again, if the coach doesn't decide to do away with the shift, eventually nature will take care of itself. He probably won't be a coach very long.
Well, you made a good point, too. I mean, players shade a certain way as that ball misses upstairs for ball 2, but players will shade a certain way even when they're playing the position. So what are you gonna ban them from taking 5 steps over one way or the other? I mean, I just think you open up a can of worms there. You won't be able to control.
2-2 pitch to Milazzo, misses outside. Milazzo stands in. It's a full count now. Bosma fires. Milazzo swings. To center field the ball goes. Jackson Gray coming in. And the Cat center fielder has it for out number 2. So 2 gone here in the bottom of the 3rd. Again, this game on a time limit. No full inning can begin after 5:29. That's when the Cats got to get ready and pack up and head back to the Bluegrass. But quite amazing we've been able to play baseball at all. In fact, it's really a pleasant day at the very moment. Wind blowing right to left as Morgan atop the order stands in. First pitch catches the outside corner off speed from Bosma, and it's 0-1. Morgan aboard on an error. Charge to Smith, the shortstop, back in the first, but caught up in that double play that erased the base pads early in the bottom half of that first inning. Here's the 1-1 to Morgan. Again, trying to paint that outside corner, but missing. That'll move the count. 2 balls and 1 strike. Bosma's 2-1 pitch. Tried to get a breaker, didn't break enough, and missed high. 3-1. Inning again brought to you by AccuTemp Services. Don't let AC or heater outages keep you on the bench. Just text home run to 31996. Get your AC system checked from AccuTemp Services. 3-1 pitch to Morgan. Swung on, base hit. Gets by a diving Smith at shortstop. And Morgan reaches base for the second time, his first hit of the game. And with 2 outs, Tigers have something, a little bit of a pulse here. We'll see Dylan Cruz again, who hit into that 1-4-3 double play back in the first inning on a check swing, which, Buzzy, you made mention of it. You don't see a lot of check swings from Dylan Cruz. In fact, yesterday and this weekend, he's had a couple. Twice he almost took out his teammate Tommy White standing on the on-deck circle. But again, you don't see a lot of half-hearted swings from Dylan Cruz, and that's because most of the time he's swatting at 100 miles an hour or plus. This pitch low and inside to Dylan. It's 1-0.
Yeah, well, he doesn't get fooled often, and when he decides to pull the trigger, it's going full force.
Morgan with a short lead off of first. Pitch to Cruz. Thought about it. Clint Fagan says caught the outside corner at the knees. Evens the count 1-1. Again, how about a shout out to these Tiger fans who had no fear of the weather. They knew we were playing baseball today. The 1-1. Good eye, miss low. Make it 2 balls and 1 strike. The rest of us here were saying, no way we're playing. No way. These fans said we're coming out to see the Tigers play. And luckily for all of us, we get to enjoy that here on a Saturday. 2-1 to Cruz. Swung on. Bouncing ground ball. Base hit into left field. Again, put it right between Felker and Smith. Third and short for the Cats. And with 2 outs now, back-to-back singles to left field have the Tigers runners first and second. Here comes Tommy White.
Yeah, isn't it nuts? Bosma gets the first 2 guys out. Trey Morgan gets 3-1. Base hit by Morgan, and then Cruz, good at bat, gets a hit. And now you've got the nation's leader in RBIs up, and just when you think you're going to have maybe a clean, easy inning, you've got your work cut out for you.
Again, Bosma not overpowering velocity for a left-hander, but he's been very crafty. But LSU now looking like they figured it out. Here's a swinging bunt by White. The throw brings him off the bag. Coming home is going to be Morgan. He's going to be safe. Cruz trying to get to third. They'll throw down there for the 3rd out of the inning. So White able to beat it out to first on the errant throw that brought Gillum off the bag. With 2 outs, Morgan kept trucking. He's able to get in for the score to make it 2-0, and Cruz trying to get to third is out there. But the Tigers will take another run. They get a run. They do it on 2 hits, and they leave 1 man on. We move now to the top of the 4th. It's a 2-0 LSU lead over Kentucky on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Now batting in the cleanup position, Jenny King, the king of clean.
Tiger fans, Janny King is a proud partner of LSU Athletics and even more proud to provide you, the players, and every fan that comes to a game here with a healthy stadium that has been cleaned by our team of professionals. Let us clean and disinfect your business. Go to JannyKingCleans.com now. That's JannyKingCleans.com.
Janny King, the king of clean.
When you're done listening to the Tigers take another victory, the rest of the city will be waiting. After all, there's a lot more to Baton Rouge than just Saturday nights. From famous historic landmarks to iconic hole-in-the-walls, even some of the world's best blues joints, there's something special around every corner. But these foodie flavors and soulful sounds are just a sample of what Baton Rouge has to offer. Whatever you're into, it's all right here. Go to visitbatonrouge.com and start putting together your post-game playbook.
Southern Air Heating and Cooling is proud to be an official sponsor of LSU Athletics. Their team of AC professionals have been serving the comfort needs of the people of Louisiana for over 25 years. Much like the fans of the Tigers, our commitment to Tiger Athletics and providing great service remains as strong as ever. Southern Air Heating and Cooling. Go Tigers!
The powerhouse of college baseball on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
A lot to unpack on that final play there in the bottom of the third inning. The Tigers did get a run across. Kentucky, though, coming to the plate here, down 2-0 in Game 3. Leading things off will be Jackson Gray atop the order for the Wildcats. And Little delivers, misses low, moves the count 2 balls, no strikes. Again, Tigers had runners on the base. Little swinging bunt by Tommy White. He arrived safely on an errant throw from Felker, the third baseman. Again, with 2 outs, Morgan kept coming, came around third. Throw came home. He was safe. Cruz was trying to extend to get to third. They're able to get him there on the tag. But again, the Tigers get the run across. So a throwing error allows White to reach. Morgan scored. It was unearned. There's ball 4. So Little gives up his first base on balls to the leadoff hitter for the Wildcats as Gray will head down to first base. And that was the other big factor, again, playing into Kentucky's strength, and that is free passes. LSU gave a bunch of them last night, especially leadoff hitters. And that's when they're able to do what they want to do, which is put some pressure on the defense. We'll see if they try to lay down a bunt here. Tommy White at third thinks so, as Waldsmith will square to bunt, pulls it back, pitches high from Little. It's 1-0.
Coach Nick Mingione, he plays his game. I was pretty impressed with him. Actually, even in the first night when LSU beat him 16-6, I thought Kentucky battled hard. I know it sounds probably ridiculous getting 10-run rule, but they never gave up. We saw yesterday's game, them getting down 6-2, and then we know what happened there with them coming back to win. But they're a scrappy bunch, and you tip your hat to Coach Mingione over there. He was the 2017 SEC Coach of the Year, and he has his team playing the way that playing the way to win ball games.
Yeah, it's one of the things Jay told me in the clubhouse today. He mentioned the fact that on Thursday night, LSU able to impose their will early. There was a quick meeting there for Wes Johnson, pitching coach, with Christian Little. But he said we imposed our will, got up 14-1 after 3 innings, and that makes it hard because Kentucky cannot get up there and just slug with the best of them. But last night they were able to do exactly what they want to do, which is how they've been effective all year. They are who they are, and they don't back away from it. Coach Mingione says this is what we do that gives us the best chance to win. So we'll see now with a runner at first, nobody out, if Waldsmith again wants to swing or try to lay down a bunt. White again, third base for the Tigers and on the infield grass. Jones holding the runner on at first, squares to bunt, pulls it back, pitch low and away, 2-0. We saw Kentucky last night, 2 outs in the inning. Runners first and second. Still up there trying to bunt. They think they can get a hit out of it. This one misses high and outside. Now Little having trouble finding the strike zone. It's 3-0.
Yeah, well, this is what drives you nuts if you're a coach, because, again, Little's not trying to walk guys or get behind the count, but you get a lead. You're up, 2-0. And really, this is Kentucky's offense, to draw walks. And so, you're playing right into their hands and going to let them back in the ball game if you don't get the ball over the plate.
There's ball 4. So again, Waldsmith trying to lay down a bunt. Little didn't give him anything to hit the bat. That'll put runners first and second, and the pressure slowly starting to mount here. And this is exactly what the Cats want to see. Is we'll see Emilian Petrie, who has been really fantastic this weekend, as we told you in his first at bat, came in to Game 3 batting .778 against LSU. His .379 average on the year and 348 in SEC games. He's got runners first and second, nobody out. Tigers up 2-0. He'll square to bunt. He'll pull it back. This time Little finds the strike zone with a fastball, and it's 0-1.
Yeah, perfect example of Kentucky just staying within themselves and staying to their game plan. As you've got the hottest hitter not named Tommy White in the ball, or Dylan Cruz in the ballpark right here at the plate, and they're looking to square away and sacrifice him.
Tries to bunt this one, pops it up, and will catch the screen behind the plate. And so now Petrie falls behind 0-2. Again, you've got arguably the best hitter, one of the best hitters on this Kentucky team, certainly the best hitter this weekend. And as Buzzy just pointed out, you got runners first and second, nobody out, and he's trying to lay down a bunt. That's just what they do.
Yeah, dance with the one who brought you. I mean, they're a highly ranked team, and they're number 1 in RPI in the country. So Kentucky's, they play a good brand of baseball.
Little going to look back the runner in gray to second base. Nobody out, runners first and second. Tigers lead 2-0. Pitch from Little. Now swinging, high chopper towards second. Merrifield comes in, flips it to Thompson. Thompson's throw to first, dug out of the dirt by Jones. But they say Petrie beat it out. There'll be runners on the corners now with one down. That was a hard double play to turn. Credit Merrifield, had to take it on a high chop. Released it quickly with the option pitch to Thompson, who has that electric arm, and they just maybe a step behind getting the twin killing.
Yeah, surprised that it was actually as close as it was down at first base, but tip you had to Merrifield. You described it perfectly, Chris. He came in on really that high chopper, but he had a lot going on. You had the umpire, you had the base runner crashing in, and he was able to secure the catch and make the flip to second base for the first sure out.
Petrie, known to steal, one of the best base stealers in the SEC. He's 12 of 14 on the year. Little throws over to keep him close to first. He also has Jackson Gray, Kentucky's potential first run of the game, just 90 feet away. Is Hunter Gillum at the plate, one down. First pitch from Little, misses high. Ball one, 1-0. Action in the bullpen for LSU. Down in right field, Gavin Guidry now throwing for the Tigers. We saw Gavin briefly last night step up in the bullpen, did not enter the game. 1-0 from Little. Missed inside at the hands, 2-0.
This is the command part that we talked about. Obviously he issued 2 walks, which is tough to defend here, but when you get behind in the count and you put good hitters in good counts, they're going to make you pay for it eventually. You're not going to continue to get out of it.
2-0. Misses the outside corner. Crowd didn't like it. Little looks visibly frustrated, but it's now 3 balls, no strikes to Gillum. One out, runners on the corners. LSU holding on to a 2-0 lead, but the Cats with an opportunity here. Little from the stretch fires. Take is on. It's a called strike. Make it 3-1. Things heating up here in this game 3 of the series, but fans, whenever you're ready to cool it down, you can always count on Slow Melt Ice. Colder, cleaner, and longer lasting since 1997. Check them out, slowmeltice.com. SLOMELTICE.com. 3-1. High and inside, ball 4. Now the bases are loaded. And this is what we saw last night in the 5th and 7th innings for Kentucky. Able to get multiple runners on with no or 1 out in the inning. And this will bring Jay Johnson out. And it looks like he is going to make a call to the bullpen. Let's see. Sometimes he'll come out, talk strategy with the bases loaded. He hasn't looked down to the bullpen yet.
Well, I think, am I wrong here, Chris? Second time out in this inning, I think you got to make the hook.
Yeah, that is right.
Yeah. So
Coach Johnson Wes Johnson came out. So, yeah, it will be a change. And Gavin Guidry will come in for Christian Little here in the top half of the 4th inning. Tigers leading 2-0, but the Cats have the bases loaded, 1 out. Devin Burks at the plate when we come back. This pitching change powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. Back after this on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Hey, Tiger fans, don't miss out on the latest John Deere deals from Sunshine. Ask us about tractor packages with 0% financing available. From Alex Box Stadium to your own backyard, the grass is always greener behind the wheel of a John Deere. Learn more at sunequip.com. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details. Offer ends May 28, 2023.
Albertsons is making shopping and saving easier than ever. Just For You deals is now Albertsons For You. It's everything you love about Just For You with all new perks. Get rewarded for just being you, including personalized deals, a free item every month, and even a treat on your birthday. With Albertsons For You, you earn points every time you shop and redeem them for discounts on groceries and more. Brand new Albertsons For You members receive $5 off their next $25 or more purchase just for signing up. Download the Albertsons app or simply update your existing mobile app to see your all new, all awesome perks. Albertsons. Fresh foods, local flavors. Support your LSU Tigers with Hancock Whitney, the official bank of LSU Athletics. From game day to the offseason, Hancock Whitney LSU credit and debit cards are a big win for any Tiger fan. Want to get your paws on these cards? Well, apply online or visit HancockWhitney.com/LSU. Hancock Whitney Bank, member FDIC. All accounts subject to credit approval. Terms and conditions may apply.
The powerhouse of college baseball on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Coach Jay Johnson deciding here in the top of the fourth, his team leading 2-0, but Kentucky with a threat. Bases loaded and one out. Makes the call to the bullpen. Gavin Guidry will come in for Christian Little, and the freshman right-hander comes into quite a bit of a pickle. We'll see if he can work his way out of here with no damage done. Going to be awfully hard against a Kentucky team that, again, this is how they play the game, and they're pretty good at it. Devin Burks will stand in with the bases loaded. He's 0 for 1. He flied out to Dylan Cruz in center field back in the first, or rather second frame. First pitch from Guidry, low and inside. 1 ball, no strikes.
Guidry, as you said, Chris, right hand, 6'2", 173-pound freshman, making his 7th appearance of the year. He's 2-0 with a 1.42 ERA in 6 1/3 inning, giving up 3 hits, 1 run, 3 walks, and 12 strikeouts.
Here's a pitch down in the dirt, gets away from Milazzo up the third base line, and Kentucky will score. Jackson Gray coming in, cuts the lead in half. It's now 2-1 on the wild pitch. Runners will advance to second and third, so again, the double play ball taken out of consideration here. Traditional double play ball, I should say. And again, it's a 2-1 game.
Not sure what that pitch was either, Chris. I don't know if it was a spike fastball or an off-speed pitch that went in the dirt. Nonetheless, it was a tough one to block for Milazzo.
There's a strike at the knees to Burks, so Guidry able to shake that off, come back with the strike. We saw a incredible performance by Guidry last week in Game 2 against South Carolina, called upon late after the Tigers took the lead 8-7. He was able to come in a gutsy performance. Here's a bunt attempt by Burks. Pitch missed low. It's now 3-1. So you see Burks come up, looks to be swinging away with bases loaded. The wild pitch allows the run to score. Now runner second and third. You think he's going to be swinging away, and now he shows bunt on a 2-1 count. Now 3-1. We'll see what he offers. Looking to swing, but the pitch is high, and that's going to load the bases. Guidry comes in, walks the first batter he faces. And that will bring us to Jace Felker, the third baseman. Felker batting .326. He's 0 for 1 today. The fly ball out to center field.
Felker, 6'2", 180-pound senior out of Princeton, Kentucky. Transfer out of Wren Lake College. As we got more action down in LSU's bullpen, you got the left-hander Riley Cooper getting loose.
First delivery from Guidry, a strike on the outer half. Fastball make it 0-1.
I can't see the other one, Chris. I apologize. I think that could be Thatcher Hurd. That's exactly who it is.
Yep. Swing and a miss. Guidry off speed, gets by Felker. The freshman right-hander gets ahead, 0-2. Bases loaded, 1 out. LSU holding on now to a 2-1 lead as Kentucky plated a run on a wild pitch with the bases loaded. The 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Guidry again off speed, dropped off the table. Felker swings over the top. Guidry records his first Super One Food strikeout and a big second out of the inning.
Yeah, that's the pitch. That's his go-to swing and miss pitch. It's a, you know, it's an overhand curveball, but it's not a big breaker. It's a short breaking pitch that goes 12-6 and just kind of drops out of the zone very difficult to pick up or hit.
Stanky will stand in. The left-hander foul tips the first offering. Again, that breaking ball down in the zone, and it's 0-1. Riley Cooper, we mentioned the left-hander warming. He pitched 2 innings on Thursday night in that win. Here's a slow roller down the first base line. Guidry going to pick it up with a glove, and the freshman will step on the bag for out number 3. Jones was crashing in from first. Certainly hoped he and Guidry did not collide. Jones stepped out of the way, and nifty little pick off the grass for Guidry, and that'll record the third out. However, Kentucky gets on the board. They cut the lead 2-1. We now move to the bottom of the 4th inning. Tigers have Thompson, Beloso, and Jones deciding Game 3 from the box. 2-1 LSU leads on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting a Teenager. Learning the lingo.
Jelly. Jelly adjective. Jelly is a shorter, better way to say jealous. As in, Chloe, I am like so jelly of your unicorn phone case.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same. Visit adoptuskids.org, brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
We always picture the SEC student athlete for their speed, their vertical, their agility, but it's time we picture them for more. For their campus voice, their community outreach, and for the simple fact that 20 years later, they're still someone's pride and joy. More than students, more than athletes. In the SEC, it just means more.
When you went car shopping, you meant business. You aced vehicle history searches and test drives. You out-salesmaned the salesman. Now you've got your wheels. If you manage that, you can get your retirement plan on track. Visiting aceyourretirement.org can help. With 401k tips and smart saving strategies, you'll have the info you need to get more for your future. Go to aceyourretirement.org, because when it comes to speeding past financial challenges, you're an ace. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
The powerhouse of college baseball on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Jordan Thompson to start it off for LSU in the bottom of the 4th. Tigers leading Kentucky 2-1. Thompson showing bunt. Pitch was low and inside for ball 1. Thompson flied out to center field to Jackson Gray, his first time up. Here's the 1-0. Off speed, missed high at the letters. 2 balls, no strikes. Again, amazing. We're playing baseball here on this Saturday the way this morning looked weather-wise, but gotta give a big thank you to the grounds crew here at Alex Box Stadium, best in the business. This one missed outside and high, make it 3-0. Talking to some of the Kentucky personnel while the heavy storms went through the area, and they said there's no way. Look at the field out there and the outfield. Big puddles as this one misses outside, and Thompson earns a leadoff walk. I said, number one, this stadium drains incredibly well. Done a great job in the foundation of the playing surface here. And number two, this is the best grounds crew in the business. And if it will stop raining, stop the lightning strikes, they'll have this place ready to go. And so, again, they were able to do so. We wouldn't be playing ball without the great grounds crew here at Alex Box Stadium. So kudos to them. Kate Beloso stands in, runner on, nobody out. Beloso, a strikeout victim with a breaking ball last time. Here's a swing, maybe got a piece, but it's 0-1 to Beloso. All right, so give me your thoughts on Bosma to this point. Again, as we said, not overpowering velocity. Does change speeds quite a bit, anywhere from 81 to 88. Here's the 0-1, showing bunt Beloso, and this pitch misses outside. It's 1-1.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely not unhittable. I mean, he made a pitch over the plate that Jones deposited in the left field bleachers, but other than that, I think he does a good job of pitching. I mean, true pitch. He's a senior. He's been doing it for 4 years and keeps guys off balance.
This one outside again is Beloso squared to bunt. Move the count 2-1.
Get the most out of your ability. I mean, in today's age, it's nice to see a guy who, I mean, I hadn't seen a whole lot of 90-mile-an-hour fastballs, Chris. I don't know about you, but, he throws the ball 88, 89 miles an hour with the fastball, and he's having success against one of the best offenses, if not the best offense in the country.
Again, Beloso squaring to bunt, and again, the breaking ball misses outside. It's now 3-1. So Cade looks into the dugout. Jay Johnson gives him the signs. And now he'll dig back in. We'll see what he does with a 3-1 count. Thompson at first on the walk. Here's the pitch. Squares to bunt. Down the line, but foul third base side. That will fill the count 3-2.
Yeah, that was a little bit of the trying to combat the shift as you've got third baseman Felker playing in the 4-hole all the way, or short right field, I should say. And shortstop Smith is right next to second base. I mean, all of the left side of the infield is open, and Beloso had a 3-1 count, showed bunt, and tried to just push one down there. It just went foul.
So now a full count with nobody out. Again, that extreme shift on for the Kentucky defense. To the left-hander, he'll swing and foul this one towards the first base dugout. Still 3-2. Fans invite you to come out Monday night, the Jay Johnson Show. New time starts at 6 o'clock. We go 6 to 7 at TJ Ribs on South Acadian. If you can't make it out, tune in on Eagle 98.1 FM in Baton Rouge or on the LSU Sports mobile app. Payoff delivery upcoming to Cade Beloso. Bosma fires, and it missed low. Stayed away from that breaking ball, and he'll earn back-to-back walks. Now runners first and second for the Tigers. We'll see Jared Jones, who, as Buzzy just mentioned, deposited one deep into the left field landing his last time up. Only time up today in the second inning. Got him into the double-digit home run club for LSU. He now has 10 on the year, and that's going to bring out Dan Roselle, the pitching coach for Kentucky, as again they have a right-hander throwing down in the pen for the Wildcats.
Yeah, trying to get a number on him, Chris, at the moment, but
looks like Austin Strickland, a right-hander junior out of Winchester, Ohio, is the Wildcat warming down in the pen.
This is where you'll see a little bit of the coaching difference philosophy-wise. Is you got first and second, you've got Jared Jones, who's the 6-hole hitter. Now we know about the power, we saw it earlier in this game, but I don't think you'll see the bunt on in this situation from Coach Jay Johnson, whereas Kentucky coach Nick Mingione, that's their brand, right? They're going to lay the bunt down, get the guys over, and try to get them in. Doesn't make one right or wrong. It's different ways, different ways to play this game and different philosophies.
Again, they'll have the shift left of second base. 3 infielders to the right-handed hitting Jones. The first pitch, again, breaking ball down and away. 1-0 to Jones. Jones batting .373. He's driven in 35 runs in his freshman campaign. Got runners first and second. Off speed. He wanted that one. Just fouls it back into the screen. It's 1-1. Bosma made a mistake pitch. I mean, that offering to Jones in the second inning was just where the big guy wanted it. The 1-1. Another big swing, but comes up empty. He falls behind 1-2.
Well, it was that off-speed pitch, curveball, whatever you want to call it, and it wasn't down. It caught a lot of the plate, and it sped Jones's bat up back in the bottom of the second, and that's a recipe for disaster for Kentucky.
The 1-2 misses low from Bosma. Evens the count, 2-2 now to Jared Jones. See if the Bear can give the Tigers an extended lead here. The 2-2 pitch. Swung on foul right side. Count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. A reminder, just like the winning lineup, Cintas has the all-star services for all of your business needs. Everything from uniforms to kitchens to restroom solutions. Get ready for the workday with Cintas. 2-2 pitch. Swung on. Again fouled back by Jones. Keeps it 2-2. Tigers had Thompson lead things off. He was walked. Beloso trying to lay down a bunt. He eventually was walked. So with nobody out, the Tigers a slight threat here in the bottom of the 4th inning, leading 2-1. Bosma to the plate. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. Jones didn't like it. And he'll have a few words for Clint Fagan, the home plate umpire. Luckily for Jones, Fagan ignored the comment.
Yeah, it was a fastball outside part of the plate. And yeah, listen, I got to tell you, if I'm the hitter, I don't like the call either, but the umpire that was a no-win situation for the ump, because if you're a pitcher, you want that pitch all day, every day, and as a hitter, you feel like you can't do anything with it. It was just a good pitch.
Breaking ball to Joe Bear, called strike. Yeah, it's one of those where I think Jared will learn as he plays more here at this level that too close not to at least, again, not much you can do with it, but you got to fight it off. Try to foul it off, get a bat on it, and at least stay alive. Here's the 0-1 to Joe Bear. Did he go around? They'll say he did. On a breaking ball that tailed away from the left-handed hitter, and he falls behind 0-2. Joe Bear, by the way, scalded a baseball, but handled on the line drive by Gillum at first base, who's playing a good 20 feet behind the first base bag with Joe Bear at the plate. The 0-2, a breaking ball down in the dirt, blocked up by Burks. Runners stay put first and second. This is a big opportunity. In the bottom of the fourth inning, leading just 2-1. You get the first two batters aboard by way of walk. Still just one out. Got to find a way to convert. Bosma to the plate. Way outside. Evens it up 2-2.
Yeah, these are the little things when you're playing a good team and you're playing really anybody in the SEC. You know, as well of a game as I thought they played yesterday, other than a couple miscues in the field, you know, they ended up losing that game, and it was one or two plays here or there make the difference in a game of that, you know, that close.
This time the pitch just outside. Didn't go Bosma's way. It's ball 3. So now a full count to Braden Jobert, batting an even .300 on the year. Thompson at second, Beloso at first, one away. Bosma, the left-hander. One on the pitch clock. It went 0. Jay Johnson screaming, wait a minute, that's ball 4. And eventually he lobbies and wakes up Clint Fagan, the home plate umpire, and that will load the bases. Jay came up on the top step when the pitch clock got to 3. He started yelling to make sure one of the officials was paying attention. It hit 0. Nobody said anything, and Jay came out there demonstratively arguing that the pitch clock had expired. Good job for the coach, and that'll load the bases.
Yeah, I thought maybe we need to get him a flag, Chris, where you can throw the flag out there when the time expires. But good job by the umpires of honoring it too, because you're right. Jay came out very theatrical and made his point known.
Well, I got to agree with Jay. He's kind of been, as we get a mound visit now from Coach Mingione, I think there's going to be a change. We'll wait and see. As he's looking towards the bullpen, the third base umpire will slowly back walking towards to bring in the reliever if called upon. But Jay said he's kind of on the fence. He understands the pitch clock helps speed up the game, but again, it's one of those deals where he did not want it to take away from the main job of the home plate umpire, especially, which is balls and strikes, which is so critical to this game. But secondly, if you're going to have it, let's use it. And they will make a call to the bullpen. Pitching change powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. Austin Strickland will come in and take over. Tigers have the bases loaded, one out, bottom of the fourth. They lead Kentucky 2-1 on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
It's good to be able to make a change, to never feel stuck. That's why at Cox, we're making a change too. Now Cox internet plans are flexible, so you can choose to just go with internet, add TV tomorrow, or home automation down the line. It's easier than ever to get just what you want and nothing you don't. Flexible plans from Cox. Change anytime. No commitments, no penalties. See for yourself at cox.com/internet. Additional services can be added at then current regular rates. All services subject to residential customer service agreement and acceptable use policy. Restrictions apply.
Southern Air Heating and Cooling is proud to be an official sponsor of LSU Athletics. Their team of AC professionals have been serving the comfort needs of the people of Louisiana for over 25 years. Much like the fans of the Tigers, our commitment to Tiger athletics and providing great service remains as strong as ever. Southern Air Heating and Cooling. Go Tigers!
Tiger fans, with awesome John Deere deals by Sunshine, you'll never strike out. Ask us about tractor packages with 0% financing available. When you're looking for excellent products to help you get the job done, look no further than Sunshine Quality Solutions. Learn more at sunequip.com. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details. Offer ends May 28, 2023.
The powerhouse of college baseball on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
2-1, LSU leading Kentucky here in deciding Game 3 at the box. Tigers with a big opportunity here, their best real opportunity of the game. They played it a run in the bottom of the second, another in the bottom of the third. Kentucky on a wild pitch with the bases loaded came in to score a run in the top of the fourth. So now with the bases loaded, one out, Jack Merrifield to the plate, and Austin Strickland takes over on the mound. Right-hander delivers, and the breaking ball misses outside, ball one.
Strickland making his 12th appearance of the year. He's 2-0 with a 4.03 ERA. Does have a save.
1-0 to Merrifield. Fastball misses high. 2-0.
And 22 in the third innings pitch, giving up 17 hits, 10 runs, 9 walks, 28 strikeouts. It's a good arm. It's going to be 92 to 96 miles an hour with the fastball.
The 2-0 yanked down the line, but foul in left. To the seats it goes off the bat of Merrifield. It's 2-1. By the way, Jordan Thompson led off the inning. Aboard on a walk. Beloso walked right behind him. Jared Jones would strike out. Here's a ground ball hit to third. Felker picks it up, tosses to Petrie at second. The relay to first in time. That is the unbelievable 7th double play turned by the Wildcats this weekend, and they get out of a tough jam, and LSU comes up empty-handed. No runs, no hits, and they leave 2 men on. It's 2-1 LSU. We go to the top of the 5th inning. Kentucky comes to the plate on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Hi, I'm Kevin Falk, LSU Hall of Famer. My years at LSU were amazing. I've always loved celebrating with my teammates, especially when someone was serving up some delicious Manda salsa. For a lot of Tiger fans, it's just not game day without Manda in the mix. Serving top quality sauces and original seasoning is Manda's strong side. But it's not Manda's flavor that's always got me running back for more. You get it, running back for more. After 75 years, the flavor still says it all. Manda Fine Meats, the official smoke sauce of LSU Athletics.
Together, we are partners, setting a new standard for health. Together, we prove that no matter how battle-tested we are, our spirit remains undefeated. Our Lady of the Lake and LSU are creating transformational change and impacting Louisiana with a new standard for healthcare, research, and education. Together, Our Lady of the Lake and LSU are champions for Louisiana. Together, we roar. Learn more at ololrmc.com/LSU. NIL is dominating the college sports scene, and LSU has positioned itself at the front of the pack. But to remain competitive and stay ahead of the rest, we need your support. Bayou Traditions is the official NIL collective of LSU Athletics. Join the tradition and become a member by signing up online at BayouTraditionsCollective.com. Members receive exclusive access to LSU student athletes that you can't get anywhere else. Help ensure LSU remains a leader in the NIL arena. Sign up today at BayouTraditionsCollective.com.
LSU Fighting Tiger Baseball from the LSU Sports Radio Network.
We head to the top of the 5th inning. Let's quickly pause 10 seconds. Station identification on this, the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Your home for LSU Fighting Tiger Baseball, the LSU Sports Radio Network, and streaming on the LSU Sports mobile app.
Nolan McCarthy leads it off for the Wildcats here in the top of the 5th inning. Squares to bunt on the first offering from Guidry. Comes in low, and it's 1-0. Now, if you're LSU, you need Gavin Guidry to throw strikes. You need to play error-free, continue to play error-free in the field. You got to find a way on offense to convert opportunities. They lead 2-1 over Kentucky. Another tight game, which, again, just like last night, you have to believe favors the Wildcats here on the road. The 2-0. Missed low. Now 3-0 the count to McCarthy. It's McCarthy, bottom of the order Smith, and then Jackson Gray atop the order due up.
Well, you see about that never die attitude. I mean, they were in a jam last inning, and they work out of it with that double play.
There's ball 4. Not sure where that missed. Looked like a pretty good pitch from Guidry, but didn't get the call. So leadoff man for Kentucky. Another bad sign. That's what they were able to do last night, especially with the walks, free passes really adding up against the Tigers in game 2. Gave up 5. Get a couple of batters hit by pitch as well. But Kentucky, once they get runners aboard, they immediately put pressure on the defense. So now we'll see Grant Smith. Showing bunt. Pitch is in the dirt. Gets away from Milazzo. Into the dugout it goes. And down to second goes McCarthy. What was I saying?
I mean, Well, the problem is, like we talked about the walks, I mean, you play right into their game. I mean, they're wanting to give up an out here. They're wanting to give you the out. They're going to sacrifice themselves, and you give them a gift and doing it for him. Wild pitch, he gets the second. They'll probably still keep the bunt on, give him the third with less than 2 outs.
There's the square to bunt down the third base line. Nobody wants to pick it up. Eventually Tommy White does, but they bunt for a single as Smith is safe at first. Guidry came crashing off the mound. White was coming up the line. There was a little bit of indecision who wanted to pick the baseball up as it started to slow down in the infield grass. Eventually Tommy White decided to pick it up, but that hesitation easily allows Smith to get aboard on the bunt single. So now runners on the corners, the potential tying run just 90 feet away, and as Buzzy pointed out, yeah, it's less than 2 outs. There are 0 outs here in the top of the 5th. That'll bring us to the top of the order and Jackson Gray.
Wouldn't be surprised if they try another bunt. Why not?
Where's the bunt? Pitch from Guidry low. This time Milazzo able to get on top of it. It's 1-0.
You get more of a safety squeeze here. You lay the bunt down, you get the run in, and you get the runner into scoring position from first. So one way to not the offensive yesteryear with the power and all these, even nowadays with LSU, but just another way to do it. But that last bunt, that was actually a perfectly laid down bunt by Smith. You got to tip your hat to him.
There's a bunt down the first base side. Run's going to score. Guidry will pick it up, toss to Jones to get the first out, but we're now tied 2-2 as Kentucky does what they do, and they do it effectively. Runners again now at second base in scoring position, just 1 out. And Waldsmith coming to the plate. He's 0 for 1. Got a board on a walk in that 4th inning. But this is exactly what happened in the 5th and 7th inning. As I mentioned on the radio, death by paper cut when you look at the way Kentucky does it. And we'll see if Waldsmith looks to swing. Appears he will. And a swing and a miss will get Guidry ahead 0-1.
Well, the thought is you're never going to have a big inning when you play that type of baseball, but you just made the point. Yesterday's game, the 5th and 7th inning, they put up 5 runs each, so that kind of negates that statement. But in general, when you play for a 1-run or a sacrifice bunt, that you're not playing for the big inning, and that's why a lot of coaches will not really have that philosophy, because they, when you got runners on first and second, nobody out, they want a ball in the gap or a ball in the seats, and that's how you kind of take control of a game.
Runner at second with 1 down. Here's the 0-1. Again, short of the plate. Milazzo has to get a glove on it, keep it in front of him. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Tigers with 3 errors last night, the most in any game this season. Previously had 2 miscues in a single game. But again, it's just the pressure that this adds. Again, that was a perfect bunt by Smith. A 1-1, swing and a miss. Nice pitch by Guidry, gets him ahead 1-2 to Waldsmith. Because even if Tommy White comes down, makes the clean grab, it's still going to be a tough play at first, and that clock really starts to speed up when you're the pitcher, third or first baseman trying to come in on a bunt. Here's the 1-2, pop straight up. Shallow left center field. Cruz coming in. Cruz will have it for out number 2, so a big second out on a fly ball out to shallow center.
Well, to go back on that point, on the Smith bunt a couple batters ago, once Guidry and White hesitated a little bit, they probably should have just let the ball go and see if the ball coming off the lip of the grass, there's a little lip, probably a half an inch or so. Maybe the ball would have caromed and got all the way, into foul territory. But again, that's very advanced and tough to do in the moment.
Petrie to the plate. First pitch low and away. 1 ball, no strikes. Petrie, by the way, 0 for 2. Still have Smith down at second base in a tie game 2-2. Here's the 1-0. Inside and low. Milazzo sliding to his right. Able to get a glove on it. 2-0. No, again, you're talking milliseconds to make that decision. And, of course, nobody wants to stand there with the ball on the dirt, fair territory, and just doesn't look good. Here's the 2-0. There's a strike on the outer half to make it 2-1. Again, Thatcher Hurd continuing to throw for LSU down in the right field bullpen. Guidry coming in for Christian Little. 2-1 pitch, missing high, eye level. 3-1 now the count to Petrie. By the way, Little His first SEC start went 3 1/3. Gave up no hits, 1 run. It was earned, 3 walks and 1 strikeout. Runner at second, 2 down. 3-1 pitch. Hammered down the line, foul. Will get to the seats and left. Out of play. Still 3-2.
Yeah, you would think Guidry would go back to that all-speed pitch, even at 3-2 with the base open. He kind of lives and dies by that pitch. That's his best pitch. It's a swing and miss pitch as well.
Payoff delivery, missed outside. Ball 4. I'll put Petrie aboard for the first time. Actually, second time. He was aboard on a fielder's choice his last at bat. So with 2 outs, this inning continues, and that's the other story from the 5th and 7th last night. Again, the Tigers able to get 2 quick outs, and Kentucky just kept doing what they do, and eventually made the Tigers make a few mistakes. Able to tie the game up there in the 5th inning. Runners first and second with 2 outs. Chopping ground ball, but foul left of third as Tommy White gave it an effort. Couldn't glove it, but luckily foul off the bat of Gillum.
You know, it's already 6 walks this afternoon for Kentucky hitters or LSU pitchers, however you want to look at it, but it's not like they're taking a lot of good swings or hitting the ball extremely hard at the plate. You almost want LSU pitchers to just trust their stuff a little more, challenge them a bit.
The 0-1 in the air, down the line and right. This one should get to the seats. Jones going to give it chase, but it will be out of play. And it's 0-2. Guidry ahead of Gillum. Well, to your point, Kentucky's got 2 runs. They've got 1 hit. Their first hit came here in the top of the 5th inning. They also have 2 errors. And they're tied with LSU, who's got 2 runs on 3 hits.
And the hit went all of what, 15 feet?
Here's the 0-2. Did he go around? They say he did. Guidry with a big strikeout there, his second Super One Food strikeout. Gillum goes down, and that'll end it for Kentucky. But they tie the game. 1 run on 1 hit. They leave 2 men on. We go to the bottom of the 5th. LSU to the plate. Milazzo, top of the order. Morgan and Cruz due up on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Hub International is Louisiana's premier employee benefits and commercial insurance brokerage. Hub can insure just about any risk that your business faces. Did you know Hub even insured the bonuses for our football coaches in 2022? Hub specializes in the construction, healthcare, real estate, and hospitality industries. Chances are you're probably already doing business with someone who does business with Hub. Turn to the agency that the Tigers, Saints, and Pelicans choose. Hub International. Visit them today at hubinternational.com.
You all know Powerball. You know him, you love him. Now there's a new way to play. Introducing Powerball the Scratch-Off from the lottery. Win up to $15,000. But wait, there's more. Enter the second chance drawing for cool prizes like a VIP trip for 2 to the NASCAR Cup Series Championship weekend at Phoenix Raceway and a chance to cross the finish line with $1 million. Must be at least 21 to purchase.
And we're back with breaking news. Coke Zero Sugar might be the best Coke ever.
That's right, Jim. Coke Zero Sugar is a must-try for any Coke fan, so make sure you... Jim. Jim. We're on the air.
Ooh, yes, this tastes like the best Coke ever to me. Your thoughts, Jen?
Well, can I have a sip?
Jen, we're in the middle of reporting the news.
I need to try it first.
The powerhouse of college baseball on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
LSU looking to get the offense started here. They've got 2 runs on 3 hits so far today. We got a tie game here, bottom of the 5th inning, 2-2 as Milazzo will lead it off, facing reliever Austin Strickland for the Wildcats. And the first pitch in for a strike, 94 on the gun. Strickland a little more velo than the starter Bosma, who we saw earlier today. The right-hander fires the 0-1 off speed, and this time the outside corner in play. And Milazzo falls behind 0-2. Swung on foul to stay alive into the screen. Still no balls, 2 strikes. The 320 special rolling down the tracks just beyond the outfield wall. The 0-2 to Alex. Look out. He had to duck down as this one got loose from Strickland all the way to the backstop. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Milazzo.
That'll wake you up if you're not ready to go. Fortunately for Milazzo, he sees those all day being the catcher.
Swung on again, foul. Fastball at 95 again from Strickland. Milazzo stays alive. It's still 1-2.
Yeah, one of the better arms Kentucky has from a velocity standpoint.
The 1-2 from Strickland. Off speed, ground ball, bouncer, can't get to it. Gets by the third baseman Felker, bounces its way into left field. Milazzo with a leadoff single. His second hit of the series, first of the day. He reached base on an error, or rather Morgan did, who's coming to the plate. He reached by error in the first. He had a base hit in the third, came around to score. So the Tigers trying to get moving here. Cruz stands on deck for LSU. See Milazzo take his lead off first. Now Strickland working from the stretch. First pitch to Morgan. Swung on, bouncer foul, first base way. 0-1.
Trey Morgan with a single back in the third inning. I loved his approach too. He got it to 3-1. Most people try to hit the ball out of the ballpark 3-1. He took a pitch over the outside part, just hit it the other way.
Pitch in the dirt, got away from Burks, the catcher, and Milazzo will trot his way down to second base. So the Tigers now with a runner in scoring position. Strickland had that one come right off the top of the dish. Burks tried to drop the glove and get a backhand pick, but it comes off the mitt, rolls up the third base line. So Milazzo will take his lead off second. Nobody out, the 1-1 to Morgan. Swung on, ground ball right at the first baseman Gillum. He'll handle it, step on the bag. So Morgan essentially does his job, gets Milazzo, potential go-ahead run into third with just 1 out, and it'll be Dylan Cruz to the plate.
Yeah, we used to call those quality at-bats, quabs, QABs. You just not gonna. A lot of people aren't gonna recognize it. Goes down as an out. You don't even get the sacrifice, bunt or anything like that. But you're sacrificing yourself to get a guy over to third base with less than 2 outs.
And they will intentionally walk Dylan Cruz. They want none of Dylan Cruz. And Buzzy, you and I had the conversation a couple of weeks ago. You don't want to pitch to Dylan Cruz, and Kentucky apparently was listening.
Yeah, well, you get to go to battle against Tommy White, who's maybe hotter than Dylan Cruz right now this weekend. But this is a moment. White's going to have a bunch of these moments. He's already had them up to this point, and he is delivering. But you've got to continue to deliver, sitting right there in that 3-hole. Another big spot here against the Kentucky Wildcats.
Again, Kentucky, their defense has been one of their biggest assets this weekend. They have 7 double plays turned. Again, already 2 today. They had 4 last night, 1 on Thursday. And again, I joke about intentionally walking Dylan Cruz, but with 1 out, a runner at third, get the force play, move Cruz down to first. It's probably smart play. Again, flip coin of that is you've got Tommy White to contend with. Let's see if Tommy can make him pay on that decision. Runners on the corners, 1 out. Strickland fires. First pitch, fastball low at the knees, 1-0.
That's a heck of a spot. 95-mile-an-hour heater, but just missed down. Good take, too, by White. Early in the count, you want to get something you can drive, something you can handle. Your pitch.
The 1-0. There's a strike at the knees. And again, didn't look all that different from the first one, but it evens the count 1-1. Gave 1 to Tommy, gave 1 to Austin. Now we're 1 ball, 1 strike. Pitch to Tommy, way outside with a breaking ball, 2-1. That one broke early from Strickland. Milazzo singled through the left side, advanced on a wild pitch to second. Morgan got him to third and the ground out to first. Cruz intentionally walked. Here's the 2-1 to White. Little slow tapper towards short. Grant having to charge in. The throw to first in time. That'll get White, but Milazzo off and running easily scores, and the Tigers now take the lead back again. It's now 3-2 as Cruz makes his way to second base. So with 2 outs, the Tigers regain the lead. And Jordan Thompson with a chance to add to it here if he can find the beautiful green grass of the outfield.
At this point, you're just happy that it wasn't a double play, right, Chris? I mean,
Yeah,
Tommy White, as good of a hitter he is, he's a double play threat with the speed. So hit that ball in the 6 hole, was able to get down the line, and Smith was able to just get the out at first. That was all he could do.
First pitch to Thompson, breaking ball in the dirt, 1-0. Thompson flied out to center, got a board on a walk in the 4th, was left stranded at 3rd when the Tigers had the bases loaded. Cruz off of second base. The 1-0 pitch swung on and going to be a fair ball to 3rd. Felker picks it up. The throw brings the first baseman off the bag, but he applies the tag to Thompson for out number 3. But the Tigers get back on top. 1 run on 1 hit. They leave 1 man on. It's 3-2 LSU. We head to the top of the 6th on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
When you open a crisp, cold Bud Light, you know game day is here.
You owe me $5.
We mean every sound. Enjoy responsibly. 2022 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Are you a homeowner looking to keep your home cool while saving money? Perhaps you're an HVAC contractor who wants to offer customers more efficient, more consistent home comfort. Luxair is the name to know for unmistakably efficient and reliable home cooling, and great business building programs for contractors too. Contact your Luxair dealer to find out more. Or if you're a contractor, visit solarsupplyluxair.com to learn about working with Luxair.
When you open a crisp, cold Bud Light, you know game day is here.
You owe me $5.
We mean every sound. Enjoy responsibly. 2022 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Straddling the mighty Mississippi between Baton Rouge and New Orleans, Ascension Parish is Louisiana's sweet spot for a perfect weekend stopover, shop-over stay. Shop at Tanger Outlet's 60-plus designer and brand-name stores. Tour fabulous Homa's House, Mansion, and Gardens. Visit Sugar-Filled Spirits Distillery, known for its unique spirits, wines, and ciders made from real local ingredients and flavors, or so many other interesting nearby attractions. Just a half hour east of Baton Rouge's Tiger Stadium and 1 hour west of New Orleans. Ascension Parish, your Baton Rouge to New Orleans stopover, shop-over spot. For more info, visit LASweetspot.com.
LSU Fighting Tiger Baseball from the LSU Sports Radio Network.
3-2 LSU leads Kentucky. Top of the 6th inning here in Game 3. Gavin Guidry continues his work on the mound. Devin Burks will lead it off for the Cats. 5, 6, and 7 in the order due up. First pitch to Burks, check swing, and it rolls foul down the first base line. Burks today, fly out to center in the 2nd, a board on a walk, left stranded in the 4th. Tigers a run in the bottom of the 2nd, led 1-0. Added another in the 3rd to lead 2-0. Kentucky got on the board in the 4th and 5th inning with a run each. Pitch from Guidry misses low, evens it up. 1 ball, 1 strike. And then the Tigers, of course, able to get a run in the bottom of the 5th inning. 3 runs on 4 hits for the Tigers today. Here's the swing and a miss. There's that nice breaking ball that just drops. Gravity pulls it down. Burks couldn't find it. It's 1-2.
Cooper and Hurd continue to get loose in LSU's bullpen.
1-2 swung on, fouled straight into the dirt. Still 1 ball, 2 strikes. Tiger fans, get ready to taste victory with a Victory Grill from Barbecue Guys. Get your Victory Grill today. Become a backyard barbecue champ at bbqguys.com. 1-2 pitch in the dirt, got away from Milazzo. Now 2-2 the count to Burks. Guidry trying to retire a leadoff hitter. 2-2. Breaking ball didn't break enough. Just missed Burks at the plate. Now 3-2. Guidry winds. The right-hander fires. The 3-2. Staying alive with a foul tap is Burks. Burks wide stance, right side of the batter's box. Guidry, the right-hander, fires. Slam, base hit into left field. Burks again hasn't had a lot of success at the plate. He'll pick up his first hit of today's game. Add that to the big RBI single he had last night. And again, Kentucky gets the leadoff man aboard.
Well, it was a heck of a at-bat by Burks. He fouled off a bunch of pitches, worked it to 3-2, and then hit probably the hardest ball of the day for Kentucky into left field. And that'll bring Coach Jay Johnson out, have a little talk with Gavin Guidry.
Coach Johnson sprinting out to the mound here. Again, as we mentioned, Buzzing mentioned, you have Riley Cooper, Thatcher Hurd, both out there in the bullpen. Both have been warming for some time, and they're going to make a change. Looks like it's going to be Riley Cooper. They'll call upon Riley, his second appearance on the weekend. Nobody out, runner on for the Cats, and LSU leading Kentucky 3-2. Pitching change powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. Back after this, give you Riley's numbers on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Hey, Tiger fans, don't miss out on the latest John Deere deals from Sunshine. Ask us about tractor packages with 0% financing available. From Alex Box Stadium to your own backyard, the grass is always greener behind the wheel of a John Deere. Learn more at sunnyquip.com. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details. Offer ends May 28, 2023.
It takes true grit to wake up every morning dedicated to a higher standard of work. At H&E Equipment Services, we're leveraging our national fleet of equipment with a local approach, working closely with customers to understand their needs and provide them reliability, fair prices, and the support of a first-class service team. We're an equipment company, run by equipment people. Where others stop, we continue. H&E Equipment Services, the higher standard in equipment rentals, sales, parts, and service.
You all know Powerball. You know him, you love him. Now, there's a new way to play. Introducing Powerball the Scratch-Off from the lottery $1,000. But wait, there's more. Enter the second chance drawing for cool prizes like a VIP trip for two to the NASCAR Cup Series Championship weekend at Phoenix Raceway and a chance to cross the finish line with $1 million. Must be at least 21 to purchase.
LSU Fighting Tiger Baseball from the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Back here at the box, LSU leading Kentucky 3-2. We battle here in the top of the sixth inning. Cats got the leadoff man aboard as Burks with a base hit to left field. Jay Johnson calls upon Riley Cooper, left-hander coming in. Try to silence the Bad Cats here in the top of the fifth, keep it a 3-2 LSU lead.
Cooper making his 13th appearance of the year. He's 1-1 with a 5.62 ERA. 24 innings pitched, 26 hits, 15 runs, 9 walks, 24 strikeouts. Opponents are hitting .271 off of him.
Bunt attempt by Jace Felker, pops it up down the line, foul, first base side, and it's 0-1. So once again, Kentucky going right back to the playbook, get the runner aboard, now try to start advancing runners using the bunt. We'll see if Felker keeps the bunt on from Coach Mingione, who also happens to be the third base coach for the Wildcats. Tommy White thinks so, comes in from third, but here's a base hit opposite field into right. Joe Bear coming over to glove it. They'll put the brakes on Burke at second base, the throw coming in. Kentucky now with two of their hardest hit baseballs of the day. The first from Burks to left field, and this time Felker going opposite field, laid back and put it right through the four hole into right.
Yeah, that was the old slash. We used to call it the butcher boy. You show the bunt and you pull it back and slash. And Coach Mingione not too happy with Burks there at second base. He was giving him the wave the whole way, and I mean, you could see him. He had the windmill going, and Burks, for whatever reason, held up. Good thing for Tiger fans. I think he'd have been in there safely, easily.
Stanky, the DH, again looking to show bunt, trying to advance runners, get both in scoring position. Currently first and second, nobody out.
The main thing in this situation is if the bunt is going to be laid down, to get an out. I know it sounds so simple, but you need to get that out, get that first out, even if it's getting the guy at first base and they do advance the runners.
Showing bunt, this one high and inside. He never pulled back. It's a strike, yeah. Stanky just stayed squared. Milazzo says, hey, home plate umpire won't give it to me. Let's go to third. Eric Gaucher says yes. That'll even it up 1-1. Again, you've got Tommy White playing just off the infield cut. Jared Jones one step on the infield grass at first. Showing bunt. And this one comes back foul into the screen. So now Cooper ahead in the count, 1-2. Cooper so integral to last year's run to a regional, especially, of course, out of the bullpen. Coach Jay Johnson, a lot of faith in Riley Cooper, deservedly so. Here's the 1-2, swinging, bouncer towards first, but foul right at the bag. Now 1-2.
Well, Cooper came over from Arizona with Jay Johnson, so he's very familiar with him, knows what he's going to get out of him. You know, that coaches are no different than anybody else. When they have confidence in somebody and a trust and belief in you, they're going to continue to run you out there.
The 1-2, swing and a miss. He got Stanky to chase. A big strikeout for Riley Cooper. His first Super One Food strikeout, first out of the inning. And after Stanky tried to lay down a bunt, then he went swinging away, and Cooper gets him with a breaking ball.
Right fielder, Golan McCarthy.
And now we'll have Jay Johnson coming out again. Now, we saw last week, I mentioned the trust and confidence that Coach has with Riley Cooper. He brought him in for one batter late in the game against the Gamecocks and then went to Gavin Guidry, and that's what's going to happen here. Cooper coming in situationally to get the out on the left-hander Stanky, and now he's going to call upon Thatcher Hurd out of the bullpen. So another pitching change here in the top half of the 6th inning, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. Thatcher Hurd coming in. Tigers leading 3-2. Back after this on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Hey, Tiger fans, don't miss out on the latest John Deere deals from Sunshine. Ask us about tractor packages with 0% financing available. From Alex Box Stadium to your own backyard, the grass is always greener behind the wheel of a John Deere. Learn more at sunequip.com. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details. Offer ends May 28, 2023.
Albertsons is making shopping and saving easier than ever. Just For You deals is now Albertsons For You. It's everything you love about Just For You with all new perks. Get rewarded for just being you, including personalized deals, a free item every month, and even a treat on your birthday. With Albertsons For You, you earn points every time you shop and redeem them for discounts on groceries and more. Brand new Albertsons For You members receive $5 off their next $25 or more purchase just for signing up. Download the Albertsons app or simply update your existing mobile app to see your all-new, all-awesome perks. Albertsons. Fresh foods, local flavors. Support your LSU Tigers with Hancock Whitney, the official bank of LSU athletics. From game day to the offseason, Hancock Whitney LSU credit and debit cards are a big win for any Tiger fan. Want to get your paws on these cards? Well, apply online or visit HancockWhitney.com/LSU. Hancock Whitney Bank, member FDIC. All accounts subject to credit approval. Terms and conditions may apply.
The powerhouse of college baseball on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Second relief pitcher for the Tigers here in this inning. Riley Cooper called upon to come in. Able to get the strikeout to record the first out of the inning. Again, Kentucky still has runners first and second. Thatcher Hurd will take over. Hurd, of course, a couple of tries as a Game 3 starter for the Tigers. Now back into the bullpen mix. We'll see what he can offer here against Nolan McCarthy. McCarthy in the 8th spot. 0 for 1 today for the Cats. Got aboard in the 5th. Came around to score by way of walk.
Thatcher Hurd is making his 10th appearance of the year. He's 2-1 with a 6.12 ERA. 25 innings, 27 hits, 17 runs, 20 walks, and 35 strikeouts.
Again, squaring to bunt on the first offering is McCarthy. The pitch low and outside on a fastball from Hurd. It's 1-0. Cats have Burks at second, Felker at first base. Runners go, pitch is high, throw to third, tag applied, but they say Burks made it in before the tag was there. So runners on the double steal advance to second and third. Right out of the playbook for Nick Mingione. So without the bunt laid down, they still get 2 runners in scoring position.
Well, Felker at first base had a unbelievably big lead, and Burks obviously got a good jump as well, and that's, like you said, that's typical.
There's a strike on a bunt attempt by McCarthy. Make it 2-1. So now with runners second and third, they're still asking McCarthy here at last check. Try to lay a bunt down. He gets the call from Mingione, looks at his wristband. Now he'll step back in from the right side. 3-2, LSU leads by a run. Squares to bunt. Down the first base line, but foul. That will move the count 2-2. Again, this style of baseball isn't going to wow you. Isn't going to make a lot of highlight reels, sizzle reels. But as we've seen so far this weekend, it works. 2-2 the count to McCarthy. Looking to swing. Just got a piece on a swing by the very end of the bat. Stay alive, 2-2. Again, you still have the corners defensively playing just off the infield cut. Both White at third, Jones at first. Runner second and third. The 2-2 pitch. Ground ball hit to Thompson. Thompson looks the runner back to second. Throws to first to get the second out of the inning, but a run will score. He's coming in is Burks. And we'll tie the game once again at 3-3.
Yeah, nothing fancy, just infield playing back. That's what you do. You hit a ground ball to the middle of the infield, get the run in. The only thing that could have been a hair better is if you'd have hit a ground ball to the second baseman and got Felker over to third base. But nonetheless, still in scoring position with the chance for Smith. Hurd's got to bear down here and get a big out.
It's a swing and a miss on the first offering. Smith falls behind 0-1. Smith today grounded out to Thompson in the third inning at shortstop, and then got a single back in the fifth. Smith 0 for 3 on Thursday night, 0 for 4 last night. So 1 for 9 this series. Runner at second, 2 down. Tie game 3-3. Hurd fires. Low and inside. Evens it up, 1 ball, 1 strike. Vance H&E Equipment Services, the official construction equipment partner of LSU Athletics. For all of your rental needs, call 877-700-RENT or visit herentals.com today. Felker down at second base. 2 down. Hurd from the stretch to the plate. There's a strike. Beautiful pitch. Belt high. Right across the dish. Hurd gets ahead 1-2. Crowd trying to lift the spirits of their right-handed reliever here with 2 down. The 1-2 pitch short of the plate. Milazzo smothers it up, and it's 2-2.
Yeah, I like the pitch there, the 1-2. Going down in the dirt. See if he can get Smith to chase. But this is the guy you want. You want to go after Smith. Top of the lineup, waiting on deck.
The 2-2 pitch. Called strike 3. Just above the belt, inside corner, and Hurd with a huge strikeout. His first in relief, a Super One Food strikeout ends it for the Cats. They get a run. They do it on 2 hits, and they leave 1 man on. We go to the bottom of the 6th. We're tied 3-3. Tigers come to the plate. Beloso, Jones, and Joe Bear after this on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Tom has been a teacher for over 40 years. One day, I think one of the students had asked the question and he didn't remember the answer. And I also noticed that he was letting his class out earlier than they were supposed to let out. I was really starting to worry.
Levi and I talked about how it would change our lives, but he was there beside me.
When something feels different, it could be Alzheimer's. Now is the time to talk. Visit alz.org/ourstories to learn more. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
We always picture the SEC student athlete for their speed, their vertical, their agility, but it's time we picture them for more. For their campus voice, their community outreach, and for the simple fact that 20 years later, they're still someone's pride and joy. More than students, more than athletes. In the SEC, it just means more.
Papa, why can't we telegraph while riding a horse?
Son, there ain't no one to blame but Jeffro. He was riding old Betsy the Stallion, tip-tapping away at his telegraph, when blam! Ran right into the side of the saloon.
Well, if Jeffro can't do it, neither should you. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org.
A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
The powerhouse of college baseball on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Cade Beloso leads it off for LSU. Here in the bottom of the 6th inning, we got a tie game 3-3. Tigers winning 16-6 on Thursday. Cats come back, win 13-10 last night. 1-0 in inside and low to Beloso. 2 balls, no strikes. Cade aboard on a walk in the 4th inning, was a strikeout victim in the 2nd. Righty on lefty matchup. Strickland, the reliever, fires. Here's a ground ball, but hit right at Gillum, the first baseman. And again, for the 3rd time today, unassisted, he'll step on the bag for out number 1. Beloso retired. Now we'll see Jared Jones. Jones with a solo home run got the Tigers the early lead in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Caught looking in the 4th inning on a pitch just on the outer half of the plate. Actually, the outer inch of the plate. But too close to take. So now Jones will stand back in. They'll put on the shift to the left side of the infield. First pitch, Strickland delivers. Outer half, called strike with a fastball. At 0-1. Last night in the game, you almost felt like Mingione was putting all the chips on the table. There's a swing and a miss by Jones. Gets behind early, 0-2. Went to some of his better and more reliable relievers. But again, I think right now, Buzzy, you nailed it. Austin Strickland may be the best we've seen out of the Wildcat bullpen this weekend. Here's the 0-2. High in the air to left center field. Waldsmith will just watch it. See ya! Second home run of the game for Jared Jones, and the Tigers back on top. Home run number 11 for the freshman out of Gwinnett, Georgia. And it's now 4-3 LSU.
Well, he took that high-velocity fastball belt high, and that was a towering moonshot into the left center gap. Get this crowd back in it.
What a difference between these two teams. Small ball versus the long ball here in game 3. And we've got a 1-run game with LSU on top 4-3. Now, I will tell you this, I didn't have a chance to mention it, as Jared Jones, after he swung and missed to get down 0-2, he asked the umpire behind the plate and then pointed out to Strickland on the mound. I'm not sure if he was talking about his preparation or the way he was preparing or getting set. There was something that caught Jared's attention. Whatever it was, didn't seem to bother him on the 0-2 pitch because he launched it deep to left center field. Now, apparently, again, the fun police came out after LSU celebrated.
Well, Jones had a few words to let Strickland know what he thought of, I guess, the pitch and the ball.
Oh, yeah, that's a little too much jawing. A little too obvious as well. You're not even 2 steps out of the batter's box. Maybe you want to save that to down the line at first, because you were certainly within earshot of the home plate umpire.
Yeah, and if, people that are watching it can certainly tell read the lips, let's say it like that.
So a little warning to not only Jared Jones, but to the dugout. Jay Johnson again speaking on his players' behalf, as you would expect, as Braden Jobert swings and misses. Now the count 1 ball and 1 strike. Jobert today is 0 for 1. He lined out, sharply hit ball, but Gillum made a great play at first on the line drive snag. Got aboard on a walk to Jobert back in the 4th inning. But again, Jared Jones, 11th home run of the year, 2nd of this game. And again, the stark contrast to the 2 styles of play here. Here's Jobert, rifles a foul towards the camera well just beyond the first base dugout. And it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Strickland winds, and the 2-2 to Jobert. Misses outside. Good eye. Jobert stays away, and that'll fill the count 3-2. 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. Jones, the monster shot to left center, gives the Tigers a 4-3 lead. Called strike 3. Jobert got fooled. That one right above the knees across the plate. Did not offer. 95-mile-an-hour fastball, and Strickland records his first strikeout in relief, believe it or not, with the velocity he's been throwing at. Again, that will record the second out of the inning, and it looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter or a new bat. They had the expected Merrifield to come out and swing, but he was called back to the dugout. Looks like maybe Pearson.
Pinch hitting for LSU, number 11, Josh Pearson.
So Pearson will come in and pinch hit here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th inning. So a late change there by Jay Johnson, or at least appeared to be a late change, as Merrifield was about halfway to the plate before being called back. So we'll see Pearson step in.
I assume we'll see Ben Napolt go in to play second base after Pearson hits.
Strickland fires, and the first pitch delivered low, ball 1. Cats have 2 arms, double barrel action in the bullpen. Strickland's 1-0 pitch to Pearson. Look out, gonna hit him. Pearson will head to first base. Off-speed pitch too far inside. Pearson even trying to get out of the way, couldn't do so. So a runner at first with 2 down. We'll see Alex Milazzo had his first base hit of the day back in the 5th inning and came around to score. Second hit of this series. Love to see another one here.
Kentucky's got a left-hander. That's number 41, Evan Byers. And the right-hander is number 11, Kobe Frieda.
Strickland's first pitch outside, gets away from Burks. May have taken his eye off the ball. Got to the mitt, maybe just out of the reach, but nonetheless, that'll send Pearson to second base. So the Tigers here with 2 outs have a runner in scoring position once again, leading 4-3. Just tuning in, 2 of those 4 runs from the Tigers coming off the bat of Jared Jones. 1 deep to left and 1 deep to left center. Milazzo stands in, the 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball down low again, and Burks having to slide over, knock it down with a glove. 2-0. Again on a travel curfew today here on Saturday. Tell you more about that after this 2-0 pitch. Milazzo swings, sends it to the seats and right, out of play, and it's 2-1. No new inning can begin after 5:29 p.m. Central. That's when Kentucky has to close it down, get packed up, head towards the airport. Approaching the 4 o'clock Central time at the moment. Here's the 2-1 to Milazzo. Nice pitch, outer half, belt high, called strike with a fastball. 2-2. Runner at second, 2 outs, 2-2 pitch. Chopping ground ball towards third. Felker charges in, glove side, has it, throws to first in time to get Milazzo for out number 3. Tigers get back on top, 1 run on 1 hit. Jared Jones' 11th home run of the year makes it 4-3 as the Tigers leave 1 man on. We head to the top of the 7th. Cats have the top of the order due up on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
When it comes to investing in your home's comfort, it's never just one thing. You want to make sure you get an air-conditioned system that's reliable, affordable, energy efficient, backed by a strong warranty, and is installed by a dealer you can trust. That's why people who insist on the best choose Trane. Plus, right now, Trane is offering special financing. So what's not to love? Visit TraneSouth.com to find a local Trane dealer today. It's hard to stop a train. Subject to credit approval. Ask for details.
When you're done listening to the Tigers take another victory, the rest of the city will be waiting. After all, there's a lot more to Baton Rouge than just Saturday nights. From famous historic landmarks to iconic hole-in-the-walls, even some of the world's best blues joints, there's something special around every corner. But these foodie flavors and soulful sounds are just a sample of what Baton Rouge has to offer. Whatever you're into, it's all right here. Go to visitbatonrouge.com and start putting together your post-game playbook.
You all know Powerball. You know him, you love him. Now there's a new way to play. Introducing Powerball the Scratch-Off from the lottery. Win up to $15,000. But wait, there's more. Enter the second chance drawing for cool prizes like a VIP trip for 2 to the NASCAR Cup Series Championship weekend at Phoenix Raceway and a chance to cross the finish line with $1 million. Must be at least 21 to purchase.
The powerhouse of college baseball on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Wildcats once again using their small ball tactics. LSU relying on the long ball. That's the story of the game thus far. 4-3 LSU leads, top of the 7th inning. Here in Game 3, Thatcher Hurd back out on the mound. Jackson Gray atop the order for the Cats leads it off, and the first pitch just missed inside. Good-looking offering that time by Thatcher Hurd, but didn't get the call. It's 1-0 to Smith. Smith 0 for 1 has reached base on a walk back in the 4th inning. The 1-0 off the end of the bat towards left center field, giving chase is Morgan. Trey will go to the wall, pick it up, and a leadoff stand-up double for Jackson Gray. That's going to be his 10th double of the year. So again, Kentucky, it's been hard to get the leadoff man out today, Buzzy, for LSU, and that immediately ramps up the pressure on the defense with the way Kentucky plays offensively.
Just a heck of an approach. Stays the other way and just shows the resiliency of this Kentucky team. We've seen it all weekend. I thought even Thursday night, I mentioned it earlier in this broadcast, that Thursday they showed me a lot. Even it was not their night. They were getting beat, but they still played hard. They were still playing their game, and that translated over in yesterday's game, and we've got to say another good one here.
Waldsmith shows bunt, but the pitch low and outside from Hurd. Breaking ball make it 1-0. Waldsmith tonight, or today rather, in the 2 spot is 0 for 2. Aboard on a walk in the 4th. Popped out to Jared Jones back in the 1st inning and flew out to Dylan Cruz in center field last time in the 5th. Runner at second, nobody out. Hurd fires to the plate. There's a strike. The breaking ball this time catches a good portion of the outside. Ben DePolt, by the way, checked in at second base, as we guessed, with Pearson coming in to pinch hit for the Tigers. So he'll take over from Merrifield at second base. The 1-1. Short of the plate. Miss low, 2-1. Again, Tigers without Gavin Dugas after suffering the shoulder injury, diving for a line drive on Thursday night.
Sounds like the diagnosis is good, though. Chris, we heard Coach Jay Johnson say no structural damage.
Just a massive shoulder bruise, and that one fouled back off the bat of Waldsmith. Jay told me yesterday, he goes, hey, great news, no structural damage, but it's a bruise on the shoulder. And I said, oh, okay, well, that's good news. And he said, it's a bad bruise. A lot of swelling, a lot of pain right now, but certainly much better news than we initially thought. Here's the 2-2. Ground ball down the third base line. Foul. Keeps the count to Waldsmith. 2 balls and 2 strikes. But without Gavin Dugas, who's batting .340 on the year, 10 home runs, 6 doubles, 33 runs batted in. And then without Dugas batting .237 in SEC games, also with a ton of power, is a big loss. Pitch high and inside, backs up Waldsmith. That'll fill the count 3-2. And something we don't talk about in the same vein of Dylan Cruz, how good Gavin's been at second base.
Yeah, he's been a great player, great leader as a 5th-year senior on this team. That's just things you can't hide.
3-2 pitch sent high in the air, foul territory, first base side. Jared Jones again goes over, makes the play, and whips it back to Thompson in the infield to keep Jackson Gray at bay at second base. How about Jones showing the arm?
Well, good feel there too. A lot of times, especially a freshman, you can go over there and make the catch and kind of get lost in the moment, maybe take your eyes off of the runner at second base who was tagging, but he caught the ball, whipped around, and threw a missile back across the diamond and hit the cutoff man, which was Thompson. So good job of keeping your head on a swivel there for the young freshman.
So Waldsmith retired. Now we'll see Petrie, who's been dangerous all weekend. Hurd misses the first offering low, 1 ball, no strikes.
Yeah, I got to believe Coach Jay Johnson talking about injuries that's the last thing he wants to hear at this point, is somebody else getting injured on this team, as he's fought that the last couple weeks.
The 1-0 misses low. 2 balls, no strikes now from Thatcher Hurd to Petrie, who's been somewhat quiet today. He's 0 for 2. Popped out foul territory on a sensational play by Morgan down in left back in the 1st. Board on a fielder's choice and left stranded in the 4th, and got a board on a walk back in the 5th inning. 1 out, runner at second, 2-0 count to Petrie. Pitch missing high from Hurd. That'll make it 3-0.
Got right-hander Bryce Collins playing catch down in LSU's bullpen.
You could hear Jay Thursday night after the game. He was asked about the injury of Gavin Dugas. Of course, he's always, as you would expect, looking for the glass to be half full. As that pitch high and inside, going to walk Petrie. Second walk and back-to-back at bats, and that will put runners first and second with one out for the Wildcats. And he just said, "Hey, it's a shoulder injury, and I'm not even going to try to guess on it. That's all I know." And you could tell the frustration of these injuries mounting, taking its toll on the head coach. No surprise. He said, "I'm not even going to try to guess on it. Just shoulder injury. You'll leave it at that." But as we found out Friday, much better news.
And look, that's part of the game. That's part of any sport. I mean, you're going to have injuries. It's just when they come in bunches like they've been coming, and guys that you've been counting on. We know about Edwards and then Dugas yesterday. It's the last thing you want to hear. You don't want to see anybody get injured, by no means, but particularly guys that you're counting on throughout the year.
Gillum stands in, runners first and second, and he will send one in the air to right center field, again giving chase, and this one is going to take a bounce on the track. Going to wave Gray in from third, the throw coming in, and they'll wave a second runner in as the cutoff got away from both Thompson and Napolt, and Kentucky ties it and takes the lead on a two-run double to right center field off the bat of Gillum, who has been quiet most of the weekend, but certainly possesses the power for this Wildcat offense, and he does it there. It's 5-4 Kentucky here in the top of the seventh.
Well, those are always the scariest guys. I mean, you look at Petrie, he's had a great weekend, but his average is up there. Gillum has been down a little bit, but his average is at 374. You only keep those guys down so long, and unfortunately for LSU, that was a big hit.
This one rifled to right field. Joe Bear going back on the track. He'll make the grab. Now Gillum will tag up from second, and with the second out of the inning, Kentucky will get another runner to third base. So Burks drives it deep to right field. Now a couple of good hacks off of Thatcher Hurd, and just like that, Kentucky equals out the hitting. Each team with 5 hits apiece, and the Cats now lead 5-4. Now we'll see Jace Felker, who's 1 for 3. His base hit came in the 6th inning.
Another pitcher down LSU's bullpen. That's left-handed pitcher Javen Coleman, number 49, starts to play catch alongside Bryce Collins.
Time called. Milazzo goes out to visit with Thatcher Hurd on the mound here. Hard to believe. You look up, Kentucky leading again 5-4. This one's going back and forth all afternoon.
Well, we're probably saying it to people. People are nauseated at it, but I'm really impressed by Kentucky. The resiliency, again, they're not flashy. They don't have a lot of guys with a ton of home runs, but they just continue to be in every ball game, and they're leading this one with only a few innings left to go. A lot of game left, but you got to tip your hat to this Wildcat team coming down and giving LSU everything they want this weekend.
2 outs, pitch to Felker, fouled off above the third base dugout. And it's 0-1. Tigers in the bottom half of the 7th will have their top of the order, Morgan, Cruz, and Tommy White. Runner at third, 2 down. Fastball for a strike on the outside corner at 94 from Hurd, and it gets ahead 0-2.
That's what Hurd's been struggling with the last few batters, is getting to that 0-2. Now, once you get there, you can do a lot of different things. You got so many much more options as a pitcher. You can bury an all-speed pitch or elevate fastballs.
The 0-2 in on the hands and fouled off. Just able to get the bat around as Felker to stay alive, still 0-2. Shouldn't be taken lightly, the fact that Buzzy just told you Javen Coleman down there warming in the bullpen for LSU. More about that later. Here's the 0-2. Hammered to right field. Joe Bear going to have it drop down in front of him, and Kentucky adds to their lead. Gillum comes in. RBI single off the bat of Felker. It is now 6-4 Kentucky.
Yeah, no 2 with the guy in scoring position. That pitch has got to be. It's just got to be more unhittable. It's got to be down in the dirt. Change up that falls off into the dirt. It's got to be an elevated fastball. When I say elevated, I don't mean at the number on the jersey or at the letters. I mean at the chin, at the eyeballs, and see if you can change that level where he can't get any good wood on the pitch, and that was just too good of a pitch, 0-2.
So Thatcher Hurd's day is done. Cats leading 6-4. They plated 3 runs on 3 hits here in the top of the 7th. That will bring in Bryce Collins. Pitching change powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. We'll take a step away and come back in just a moment on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
It's good to be able to make a change, to never feel stuck. That's why at Cox, we're making a change too. Now Cox Internet plans are flexible, so you can choose to just go with Internet, add TV tomorrow, or home automation down the line. It's easier than ever to get just what you want and nothing you don't. Flexible plans from Cox. Change anytime. No commitments, no penalties. See for yourself at cox.com/internet. Additional services can be added at then current regular rates. All services subject to residential customer service agreement and acceptable use policy. Restrictions apply.
Southern Air Heating and Cooling is proud to be an official sponsor of LSU Athletics. Their team of AC professionals have been serving the comfort needs of the people of Louisiana for over 25 years. Much like the fans of the Tigers, our commitment to Tiger athletics and providing great service remains as strong as ever. Southern Air Heating and Cooling. Go Tigers!
Tiger fans, with awesome John Deere deals by Sunshine, you'll never strike out. Ask us about tractor packages with 0% financing available. When you're looking for excellent products to help you get the job done, look no further than Sunshine Quality Solutions. Learn more at sunequip.com. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details. Offer ends May 28, 2023.
The powerhouse of college baseball on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Game 3, eerily similar to Game 2. Kentucky not going away. Tigers, again, not a lot offensively outside of Jared Jones, who has 2 solo home runs, but the Tigers just 4 runs on 5 hits after unloading against the Kentucky bullpen Thursday night, winning 16-6 in 8 innings. Been a different story the last 2 games. So with 2 down, a runner at first, Bryce Collins comes in. Chase Stanky, the DH, at the plate. Righty on lefty matchup, and a breaking ball swing and a miss to get ahead 0-1.
Collins will be making his 9th appearance of the year. He's 1-0. He's got a 7.45 ERA, 9 2/3 innings pitched. Given up 4 hits, 8 runs, 11 walks. That's been in the Achilles heel, and 10 strikeouts.
Runner goes. Now Milazzo has him coming back to first. Hesitated on the throw, and getting back safely is Felker, who was nearly halfway between first and second once Milazzo took the pitch. But I think Alex was trying to see, all right, which way is he going to go? And that little hesitation opened the window for Felker to get back.
Yeah, I don't think he saw quite how far he was, but you said it best, Chris. I think he thought he may have thought he was so far that if he threw the first, he could have possibly gotten second base. And so with that little bit of hesitation, because he was dead out going back to first base.
0-2 the count now to Stanky. Still a runner at first, 2 down. Collins fires, breaking ball, swing and a miss. Nice job by Bryce Collins. Got a little touch with the bat, but Milazzo holds on. So Collins comes in, does his job, picks up a Super One Foods strikeout and ends it for the Cats. However, they plate 3 runs. They do it on 3 hits, and they leave 1 man on. Kentucky now leads 6-4. Time to stretch it out here at the box. Bottom of the 7th inning coming up. LSU with the top of the order. Morgan, Cruz, and White when we continue on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
It's 4 a.m., Monday, and you're literally sucking baby snot through a tube because she's congested. Man, that's love. And if you love her that much, love her enough to make sure she's buckled in the right car seat. To make sure your child's in the right seat for their age and size, visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Show them you love them. Keep them safe. Visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
We always picture the SEC student athlete for their speed, their vertical, their agility. But it's time we picture them for more. For their campus voice, their community outreach, and for the simple fact that 20 years later, they're still someone's pride and joy. More than students, more than athletes, In the SEC, it just means more.
Put a frog in boiling water and it'll jump right out. But put a frog in cool water and slowly heat it up, that frog will boil. As veterans, we tell ourselves the lie that we can handle anything. We let the water boil. You are not a frog. If you or a veteran you know needs support, don't wait. Reach out. Find resources at va.gov/reach. That's va.gov/reach. Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
LSU Fighting Tiger Baseball from the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Kentucky leading LSU and deciding Game 3 6-4 as we head to the home half of the 7th inning. LSU will have Morgan, Cruz, and White. And there seems to be a little weaponry left in the Kentucky bullpen as they will call upon Zach Lee to take over here in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Zach Lee started a bunch of games. He's got 8 starts on the year. This is his 9th appearance coming in relief. He's 3-1 with a 3.41 ERA. Has 37 innings pitched, 30 hits, 16 runs, 14 of them earned, 16 walks, and 35 strikeouts. He's going to throw the ball. He's going to be 89 to 92 miles an hour. Fastball.
First pitch to Morgan just missed the left-hander. Ball 1. Fastball at 90 miles an hour.
That's a 3/4 action. He's fastball, slider, changeup. And fastball's got some arm side run and sink.
The 1-0. Hammered by Morgan. Base hit to right field. And Morgan with a leadoff single. Good start for the Tigers here in the bottom of the 7th. And we'll see Dylan Cruz now. 1 for 2 today. Hit into a double play. 1-4-3 in the first on a check swing back to the mound. Had a base hit in the 3rd. Left stranded at second base. Also aboard on a walk in the 5th. Also again left stranded at second. And they'll put on the shift. 3 infielders left of second base to the right-handed hitting Cruz, who certainly can go oppo. Hammers this one to center field, but it drops quickly and right at Jackson Gray. Smoked off the bat, but not enough. And that records the first out of the inning.
Yeah, and that's the thing about Lee. It's a good arm, but he's not unhittable. I mean, that's two LSU hitters in a row that put really good swings and 2 hard hit balls. So the LSU will get their chances. They just got to get good pitches. Make sure they see that ball up and out over the plate, because again, a right-handed hitter, that ball's going to run in on your hands.
That'll bring Tommy White to the plate. First pitch, swinging for the fences. Can't find it. It's 0-1. That was a breaking ball that tailed away from the right-hander from Lee. Morgan with a leadoff single to right. He stands at first base. 6-4 Kentucky leads, bottom of the 7th, 1 away. 0-1 to White, way out in front, off speed, nicely done by Lee, and it's 0-2. And now we'll see Tommy widen that stance, crouch down a little bit. He's one of the best 0-2 hitters in college baseball. See if he can find a way to get safely aboard here. Down in the count, 0-2. Lee fires. Just missed the outside corner. Solid take by White. A lot of faith in the home plate umpire, but it's 1-2.
Well, that's the pitch 0-2 that you're looking for, though. That's the one on the outside part of the plate, probably just off, as we saw, but it makes that hitter have to decide.
1-2. Down in the dirt. This one gets away from Burks, and that will allow Morgan to advance to second as White able to hold back. Ball 2. It's now 2-2 with 1 down, a runner in scoring position.
Yeah, if you're Tommy White, you just got to be, you're probably not going to get anything remotely close good to swing at. You got to be very disciplined, but fight off with 2 strikes.
2-2 he does, but it's a little tapper back to the mound. Lee will come off, throw to first, and that will be the second out of the inning. Looked like Tommy again wasn't fully committed to the swing, but a little too close. Not sure if that was strike 3 or ball 3, but nonetheless put a bat on it, and it just taps it right back to Lee.
Well, another just really good 2-strike pitch. Probably would have been caught a ball, probably was just off the plate, but it's right where you want to throw it with 2 strikes, and the nation's leading RBI hitter at the plate, you got a base open. You're not going to give him anything good to hit. If you walk him, who cares?
First pitch to Thompson, a breaking ball. They appeal to first. Jordan held back. It's 1-0. Thompson today 0 for 2, a fly out, a ground out, did reach base by a walk in the fourth. But with 2 down, a runner in scoring position, the Tigers down 2. They need a 2-out rally here in the bottom of the 7th. Lee to the plate. Out in front, swing and a miss, 1-1.
If anybody can get the clutch hit, it's this guy. He's got a knack for doing it.
A 1-1 pitch. Sent back foul into the screen. Fastball at 92 from Lee, and it's now 1 ball, 2 strikes. Tigers with 67 home runs as a team. Compare that to 23 for the Wildcats on the year. The 1-2 breaking ball just missed, maybe a bit high on the outer part of the plate, but it evens the count to Thompson. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Tigers today 6 hits. Wildcats with 6 hits as well. Lee's 2-2 pitch. Down the line and fair in left field. Rolling into the corner. Morgan will easily score. Thompson around first. On his way in with an RBI double into second base. And with 2 outs, the Tigers get a run closer. That'll make it 6-5 Kentucky. Now, you said it, Mr. Clutch.
He has a way of just getting the hit when you need it. You know, you can't teach it, you can't coach it. Some guys just have it. There's been numerous guys throughout the history of this program, and we could spend all day up here all night naming them. But Jordan Thompson is a guy that when you need the hit, when things are tight, you want him at the plate. He's going to give you a good at bat.
So now Cade Beloso, who also has provided some clutch hits in his career, stands in. He's 0 for 2 today. He's got Thompson at second. First pitch floats a strike at the letters, off speed, 0-1. Beloso 0 for 2, a strikeout in the second. Reach base by walk in the fourth, and then grounded out to Gillum unassisted at first last time in the 6th inning. Here's the 0-1. Off the end of the bat, sent foul into the seats down the line and left, out of play, and it's 0-2.
Yeah, well, Lee just made a mistake pitch to Thompson, and Thompson didn't miss it on a off-speed pitch. 2 strikes, just kind of floated up over the plate, and Thompson drove it down the left field line. But he's getting ahead of hitters. He's getting ahead, and he's staying around the plate. Beloso's going to have to fight hard with 2 strikes.
The 0-2, hammer, base hit into right field. They're going to wave Thompson in. The throw from right coming in. Safe at home is Jordan Thompson, and we're tied 6-6. Another professional at bat for Cade Beloso. The RBI single, his 22nd of the year. And we are tied. And the Tigers strike back with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Yeah, a little too good of a 0-2 pitch from Lee, and Beloso been around too long, seen too many pitches, and he knows that 0-2, if he gets one out over the plate, he's not going to miss it, and drives in the 6th run of the game for the Tigers.
That'll bring pitching coach Dan Roselle out of the dugout. Again, they still have a little bit of action. Nobody down throwing as of yet. I mean, they're throwing, but the catcher's not down. They just started some action down there as Dan Roselle out there to talk with Zach Lee. Again, the scoreboard has it wrong. They're trying to get it fixed. It is 6-6 as Jay Johnson says, hey, this has been an extended meeting out there on the mound. So now the home plate umpire, Clint Fagan, slowly walks out. And Dan Roselle now will retreat back to the third base dugout of the Wildcats. So with 2 outs, LSU gets a clutch RBI double off the bat of Jordan Thompson. He gets to second base. Cade Beloso goes right field with the RBI single. And now with 2 outs and a runner on, we've got the Bear to the plate. Jared Jones, 2 for 3, 2 solo home runs on the day. First pitch from Lee. Off the end of the bat, skied just behind second base. The fly ball, calling for it, Petrie, and he will have it for out number 3. But the Tigers tie the game. 2 runs on 3 hits. They leave 1 man on. We go to the top of the 8th. Kentucky comes to the plate on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Southern Air Heating and Cooling is proud to be an official sponsor of LSU Athletics. Their team of AC professionals have been serving the comfort needs of the people of Louisiana for over 25 years. Much like the fans of the Tigers, our commitment to Tiger athletics and providing great service remains as strong as ever. Southern Air Heating and Cooling. Go Tigers! Hey, Baton Rouge, don't go to just settle for boring old frozen pizza for dinner. Head over to Fat Boys Pizza, where size matters. Come check out their large pies that measure 30 inches across, but the number scarcely does it justice. When you see their 30-inch pie, your whole world got smaller, and your idea of pizza got bigger. From delicious pizza choices, chicken wings, garlic knots, and so much more, stop by Fat Boys Pizza, located on Nicholson Drive in Baton Rouge, or visit them online at eatfatboyspizza.com. NIL is dominating the college sports scene, and LSU has positioned itself at the front of the pack. But to remain competitive and stay ahead of the rest, we need your support. Bayou Traditions is the official NIL collective of LSU Athletics. Join the tradition and become a member by signing up online at BayouTraditionsCollective.com. Members receive exclusive access to LSU student athletes that you can't get anywhere else. Help ensure LSU remains a leader in the NIL arena. Sign up today at BayouTraditionsCollective.com.
The powerhouse of college baseball on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
We head to the top of the 8th, tied 6-6. Kentucky and LSU dueling here in Baton Rouge. Bryce Collins begins his first full inning of work after coming in, recording the final out there in the top of the 7th. McCarthy trying to lay down a bunt, but a nice pitch by Collins called strike, and it's 1-1. Again, getting the leadoff man has been elusive for the Tiger pitching staff. There's a swing and a miss. Nice breaking ball up in the zone, and McCarthy couldn't stay away, and he falls behind 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. Foul tap staying alive is McCarthy. Tigers now 6 runs on 8 hits. Kentucky 6 runs on 6 hits. They have 2 errors. Cats batting .231 so far today as a team. Another breaking ball. Beauty swing and a miss. Down on strikes goes McCarthy.
Yeah, he just stayed with the curveball. Curveball. And McCarthy gave him no reason to do anything else. That is a big overhand curveball. A little slower than maybe some of the other pitchers on the LSU team. That pitch is around 73, 74 miles an hour, but a lot of break from 12 to 6.
There's a strike as again Smith stands in on the first offering. Wanted to square to bunt. Couldn't get up to it, and it's 0-1. That time Collins came back with a fastball. He's got 2 Super 1 food strikeout. Here's that overhand curve, and I don't know where that missed. That may be some of the hardest things for home plate umpires to call, is a breaking ball that has that rotation that comes in high and then drops right at the belt. That was a beauty.
Well, they give up on it is the issue.
There's one that drops in too low, and it's 2-1 now to Smith.
As you said, Chris, it's coming in so high and breaking so much that I think sometimes they quit on it, and it ends up being heck of a pitch.
2-1. This is low and away. Now make it 3 balls, 1 strike now to Grant Smith, who's 1 for 3, had a base hit in the 5th. Was caught looking in the 6th inning. Getting 1 away here in the top of the 8th. Collins fires. Strike on the inside corner. Comes back with a fastball at 93, and that'll fill the count. Collins looking good early. Payoff delivery. The breaking ball comes up short, a little too low. Ball 4. So that'll put Smith aboard with 1 out and bring Kentucky to the top of the order, and Jackson Gray, who's 1 for 2 today.
A little surprised. I know Collins was kind of living and dying by the curveball to the first hitter McCarthy, but 3-2, nobody on. You know, I don't know that. I'd have thought that it went with fastball. You know, with the top of the lineup, just go with something you think you can throw over for a strike. Although again, he's been throwing the curveball for strike, so Maybe that's what Coach Wes Johnson believed in.
He goes back to the curve there and sets up Jackson Gray 0-1. Runner at first, one down. Tie game, 6-6. Turn and throw, and Collins trying to keep an eye on Smith over at first base. Smith, one stolen base on the year. He's been caught stealing one occasion as well. So again, another throw over. But Kentucky now, you know, Nick Mingione standing down there in the third base coaching box. He's saying, we got one down. We got to get this runner over and in somehow late in this contest. Pitch, breaking ball, another beauty. 0-2 now to Gray. Bryce Collins had some great outings last year for LSU. Again, he's had limited outings this season. As Buzzy told you, he's pitched 10 and a third innings so far. But at this point, with the injuries to the bullpen, Coach Jay Johnson looking for somebody to step up. And Bryce Collins certainly could be one of those candidates. 0-2 the count. Breaking ball and just getting a piece is Gray to stay alive. Bounces it to the backstop. Still 0-2.
I mean, you got a handful of guys that you know the talent's there. They just got to make that next step. Collins is definitely one. You definitely throw Sam Dutton in there. You know, I still don't want to give up on Blake Money.
The 0-2 drops low, and Gray stays away, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Again, textbook baseball. You get ahead 0-2, opens up a ton of avenues for you. And we'll see here. Collins looking still ahead in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. He's been able to locate the breaking ball, but maybe you bring one in on the hands, or maybe you elevate a fastball here. We'll see. The 1-2 breaking ball, swing and a miss. Down on strikes goes Gray. So go back to old reliable. What do I know? Big strikeout for Bryce Collins. Second out of the inning. Third Super One Food strikeout for the right-hander.
Yeah, just keep riding her till she bucks you. She's just doing that whole deal.
Runner at first, 2 down. Again, Kentucky has scored in 4 straight innings. There's a fastball in on the hands, missing for ball 1. Scored 1 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th, 1 in the 6th, and then got 3 across in the 7th inning. Tigers scored 2, 1 in the 2nd, 1 in the 3rd, 1 in the 5th, 1 in the 6th, and 2 runs in the bottom of the 7th. There's a strike from Collins to even it up 1-1 to Waldschmidt, who's 0 for 3 today. Reached base by way of walk in the 4th inning.
Yeah, with 2 outs, just still got to be careful. Still got to make quality pitches to a hitter who's got a lot of talent and is 0 for.
This one sent high in the air to left field. Morgan going back, stops at the track, waits on it, and has it. Alec Bach holds it in the stadium. Long and loud out number 3, but the Tigers able to make quick work of the Wildcats here in the top of the 8th inning. LSU will have Joe Bear, Napolt, and Milazzo. 7, 8, and 9 due up. We're tied 6-6. Bottom of the 8th coming up on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
My husband had a gun. Him and his friends would go shooting. The ammunition, unfortunately, was not stored separately. In a million years, we never thought that Emily could. There's a hole in our family that can never, ever be filled.
63 Americans a day die by gun suicide. With safe gun storage, we can give our loved ones a second chance at life. Learn more at endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by Brady and the Ad Council.
We always picture the SEC student athlete for their speed, their vertical, their agility. But it's time we picture them for more. For their campus voice, their community outreach, and for the simple fact that 20 years later, they're still someone's pride and joy. More than students, more than athletes. In the SEC, it just means more.
Right now, our country feels divided, but there's a place where people are coming together.
I was nervous to talk to someone so different than me.
Me too.
Love Has No Labels and One Small Step are helping people with different political views, beliefs, and experiences connect through conversation, and it feels good.
This conversation gives me hope.
It gives me a lot of hope.
Take a step toward bringing our country and your community together. Start a conversation at lovehasnolabels.com/onesmallstep. A message from StoryCorps, Love Has No Labels, and the Ad Council.
The powerhouse of college baseball on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Home half of the bottom of the 8th inning. Tigers to the plate. Braden Jobert to lead it off. Zach Lee fires. Jobert first pitch. Base hit. Drops it into right field. Again, good start for the Tigers, just like in the bottom of the 7th. The leadoff man gets aboard with a base hit. That will bring Ben Napolt, who will bat for the first time after replacing Merrifield at second base. Again, as LSU trying to fill the hole. And Gavin Dugas injured on Thursday night. Again, I was about to say, as Jobert wasted little time to drive that one to right field, Buzzy. At this point, 7, 8, and 9 due up. You just need base runners. That's what you're looking for. Find a way to get on base, get to the top of the order with less than 2 outs if possible. Showing bunt, Napolt pulls it back, misses low, ball 1. Jobert did his part. Now let's see if Napolt, again, who showed bunt, maybe trying to get Jobert in scoring position. We'll see. Squares again, brings it back. That's a strike from Lee on the fastball, makes it 1-1. Ben gets instructions from Jay Johnson, now digs back in, the left-hander. Batting just 184 on the year. Squares to bunt, the 1-1, fouled off. That'll make it 1-2.
Same 2 pitchers for Kentucky. That's Kobe Frida is the right-hander, and then you've got the left-hander Evan Byers.
Runner at first, nobody out. Tie game 6-6, bottom of the 8th inning. Lee to the plate. Napolt fouls it back into the screen. Count remains 1-2. TJ Ribs, legendary Louisiana barbecue. Home of the Jay Johnson Show on Monday nights, the official barbecue restaurant of LSU Athletics. They've got every game on all the time. To go tailgate packages and event catering, check them out at tjribs.com. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Napolt. Zach Lee from the stretch fires, and again Ben fights it off, the foul ball into the screen. Spoils that fastball offering at 91. Still 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, with Napolt here, you just got to move the baseball. You didn't get the bunt down on the first couple attempts. Obviously, you don't want to hit into the double play, but just try to move the baseball. Get the runner over to second base any way you can.
The 1-2 again. Napolt fouls it back, staying alive at the plate.
Put together one of those quality at-bats that we talk about. Of course, if he wants to hit one in the gap, we'll take that as well.
Oh, they'll take that all day. Jobert at first base. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Napolt at the plate. Lee fires. Missed inside. Time a little odd. The catcher Burks was sliding to the left. The pitch was inside at the hips of Napolt. But it's 2-2. Crowd trying to lift up the Tigers here late in this contest. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch to Napolt. Called strike 3. Too close to take without a swing, and Napolt down on strikes on the fastball from Lee. 1 gone here in the bottom of the 8th inning. That will bring Alex Milazzo to the plate. Alex today 1 for 3, had a base hit, came around to score for the Tigers in that 5th inning. Made contact on all 3 at bats, flied out to center in the 3rd, and a ground out to Felker last time in the 6th. Jobert still at first base. Now a turn by Lee to throw over there. Jobert crawls his way back to the bag. Milazzo with an opportunity here to help his team. Try to get base runners on, keep the inning extended here. He'll show bunt, pulls it back, but it's a strike. 0-1 now to Milazzo.
I get the feeling that wasn't a true sacrifice attempt. That was going to be maybe third baseman's playing back. I'm going to try to maybe semi-drag one down to third base. If I can get him over to second, great, but I'm going to still try to get the base and get the hit.
Lee's offering miss outside. It's now 1-1. Jobert with his lead off of first. Lee from the stretch. The 1-1 to Milazzo. Missed the outside corner. And the Tigers have done a good job adjusting for the most part. You've got to be pretty precise on that outer black, according to home plate umpire Clint Fagan today. They've come up short on a couple of occasions, but more times than not, they've been right. 2-1 pitch. Runner goes. Swing and a miss. The throw down to second. Jobert is safe. Tag could not be applied by Smith that time. It was a one-hopper to the bag. Looked like the throw was going to be in time, Buzzy. Waiting to see if Kentucky's going to challenge this one, and it appears they are.
Yeah, the hit and run was on, and I think Jobert's in there. But when you put the hit and run on as a base runner, you're not getting a good jump. You're waiting for that pitcher to deliver the pitch, and you're waiting as long as possible.
So we'll go under review for the first time. Last night, the Tigers challenged twice, came up empty on both occasions. Kentucky did not place a challenge. This will be their first of the day as we go under review, presented by Acme Oyster House. And again, just watching that first replay, Buzzy, I think you're right. I think it was a good throw. It was one hop, but Jobert just got the tip of the cleat to the bag before the tag was applied by Grant Smith. So I would be surprised if this one is overturned. Again, the ruling on the field, Jobert was safe.
Yeah, I don't think it will. And it was the hit and run, so Jobert got a late jump, and that's what you're banking on the hitter protecting you. And Milazzo got a pitch up out of the zone. It was a tough pitch to handle, but he wasn't able to make contact with it, so it ended up becoming just a straight steal. And we've got a view here in our booth, and I'd be very shocked if it was overturned, and I'm actually a little shocked that it hadn't been. It's taken this long to figure that out.
So we're waiting on Birmingham Collaborative Replay to give us the answer. And they're still listening in and discussing with the replay officials back at control.
The call on the field of safe has been confirmed. Kentucky has one challenge remaining.
So Jobert is safe at second base. Challenge ineffective, ineffective for Kentucky, as again it looked pretty clear. Jobert was able to get the foot in there before the tag was applied. So a 2-2 count on that swing and miss to Milazzo, but the Tigers do get a runner in scoring position. So a little aggressive play on the base pads for the Tigers. With one out, Lee looks in, pitch to Milazzo outside. That'll fill the count, 3-2. Kentucky has a bevy of arms. They have two now standing in the bullpen. They have one throwing.
You might see the left-hander, who looks to be a side armor, will drop down every now and then. May see him next against Trey Morgan. This could be Lee's last batter regardless.
Kentucky threw 5 pitchers on Thursday, 5 pitchers last night. As Lee looks back to second. Now the payoff pitch to the plate. Outside, ball 4. Great at bat by Alex Milazzo. And the Tigers now have runners first and second with one out. They flip the order over. Here comes Trey Morgan. Today, by the way, the Cats have thrown 3 pitchers so far. And that's going to bring Nick Mingione out. And I think, Buzzy, you're quite the soothsayer. You're going to see another change on the mound. So he'll make the slow walk out. He'll look to the bullpen. Third base umpire Eric Gaucher again backpedaling, waiting to get the signal to call in the reliever. There'll be a pitching change powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. We got a tie game, 6-6. One out. Tigers have runners first and second. Trey Morgan, who's 2 for 4 today with a couple of singles, couple of runs scored, will come to the plate, and they will make the change. So the left-hander on his way in will take a timeout, step aside. 6-6 our score. Bottom of the 8th. Tigers with a chance here in the home half. After this on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Hey, Tiger fans, don't miss out on the latest John Deere deals from Sunshine. Ask us about tractor packages with 0% financing available. From Alex Box Stadium to your own backyard. The grass is always greener behind the wheel of a John Deere. Learn more at sunequip.com. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details. Offer ends May 28, 2023.
It takes true grit to wake up every morning dedicated to a higher standard of work. At H&E Equipment Services, we're leveraging our national fleet of equipment with a local approach, working closely with customers to understand their needs and provide them reliability, fair prices, and the support of a first-class service team. We're an equipment company, run by equipment people. Where others stop, we continue. H&E Equipment Services, the higher standard in equipment rentals, sales, parts, and service.
You all know Powerball. You know him, you love him. Now there's a new way to play. Introducing Powerball the Scratch-Off from the lottery. Win up to $15,000. But wait, there's more. Enter the second chance drawing for cool prizes like a VIP trip for two to the NASCAR Cup Series Championship weekend at Phoenix Raceway and a chance to cross the finish line with $1 million. Must be at least 21 to purchase.
LSU Fighting Tiger Baseball from the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Well, the drama continues here on this Saturday afternoon. One out, bottom of the eighth. LSU has runners first and second. Top of the order coming to the plate, and Trey Morgan. And Kentucky calls upon yet another pitcher, a left-hander. Evan Byers checks in for the Cats.
Byers making his 11th appearance of the year. He has a 1.08 ERA in 8 1/3 innings, giving up 6 hits, 1 run, 4 walks, and 11 strikeouts. Opponents are hitting 182 off of him.
First pitch to Morgan way outside from the left-hander off speed, and it's 1-0.
It's nothing hard. It's pretty generic, mid-80s fastball, slider, changeup.
1-0 the count to Morgan, who again is 2 for 4 with a couple of singles. Watch out, this off-speed pitch got loose. Morgan had to duck down. That one nowhere close, and Burke's going to call for time, go visit with Byers out on the mound. LSU led 1-0 after 2, made it 2-0 after 3. Kentucky would scratch a run across, bases loaded, a wild pitch, made it a 2-1 game after 4 innings. Each team with a run in the 5th inning. Again, Kentucky able to get 3 runs in the top of the 7th to take the lead 6-4. LSU would answer in the bottom half of that inning to tie it at 6-all. Kentucky went quietly in the top of the 8th, and LSU with a threat here. Runners first and second, 1 out. Morgan at the plate. The 2-0 from the sidewinder is, I guess, missed high. Looked pretty good, but it'll be 3-0, and Morgan will take it. Joe Bear at second base. Milazzo on the walk at first. 3-0 pitch to Morgan. There's a strike. The take was on, put the onus on the left-handed pitcher, and it's 3-1. So now Morgan has worked a hitter's count. Got to have solid base running here for the Tigers. The 3-1 in the air, foul territory, third base way. Felker, lots of room, and he'll have it for out number 2. So Morgan unable to convert, second out of the inning, and it'll be up to Dylan Cruz, who comes to the plate 1 for 3, had a single in the 3rd. Board on a walk in the 5th. He flied out on a line drive to center field back in the 7th inning.
Well, as the guy you want up, if you're LSU, just got to be patient, see the ball back. The good thing about Dylan Cruz is they're going to play him pull side. They're going to intentionally walk him with the bases loaded.
Second time he's been intentionally walked today to load the bases, and they want to pick their poison against Tommy White.
Can't say that I blame him. I mean, if I'm going to pick my poison, and this is no disrespect to White, but as he's been great this whole weekend, I'm going to go against White as well.
So Tommy White, some last-minute instructions from Jay Johnson. Walks to the plate, and the box gets turned up to 11.
Yeah, if you're Tommy White, it's hard to do. You just got to really slow the game down here. I mean, the crowd's going crazy. You know that Byers is probably going to spin something up there. Everything's slow to begin with, so you really got to stay back. White has as good a power the opposite field as maybe anybody in the country, so not like you got to try to get happy and get pull happy. Stay the other way, stay through the middle of the field like he did yesterday, and he'll have success. But it's tough because everybody's in your ear right now wanting you to hit the big get the big hit.
So a quick meeting on the mound for the Kentucky infield. They break that up. And now it'll be Tommy White at the plate. 2 down, bases loaded for the Tigers in a tie game, 6-6. First pitch, gonna hit him. That'll bring in a run. Evan Byers hits Tommy White with the pitch. Joe Bear comes in to score, and the Tigers lead 7-6. Maybe not ready for prime time, Evan Byers.
Well, kind of took the words out of my mouth. I was going to say the only thing with picking your poison and going with Tommy White, walking the bases loaded, is you've got no room for error. I mean, you can't, no walks, hit by pitches, anything. And right there, the first pitch hits him in the backside, and the Tigers are up.
7-6, and here comes Jordan Thompson, but before he swings, Nick Mingione on his way out, and he's got 2 warming, ready to go in the bullpen, and Evan Byers may have a very quick outing here in Baton Rouge. So again, the Tigers able to get runners on. Again, it all started with the leadoff single for Braden Joubert. Milazzo with a professional at bat draws the walk. They intentionally walked Dylan Cruz for the second time and then plunked Tommy White on the first pitch to bring in the go-ahead run, 7-6. So Mingione still out there talking it over. Now home plate umpire Clint Fagan out there to try to hurry it up, and they will make a change. So another pitching change for the Wildcats, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. We'll tell you about the new Wildcat hurler when we come back. Tigers lead 7-6. Bottom of the 8th inning. Bases loaded, 2 outs for the Tigers. Jordan Thompson at the plate when we come back on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Hey, Tiger fans, don't miss out on the latest John Deere deals from Sunshine. Ask us about tractor packages with 0% financing available. From Alex Box Stadium to your own backyard, the grass is always greener behind the wheel of a John Deere. Learn more at sunequip.com. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details. Offer ends May 28, 2023.
Albertsons is making shopping and saving easier than ever. Just For You Deals is now Albertsons For You. It's everything you love about Just For You with all new perks. Get rewarded for just being you, including personalized deals, a free item every month, and even a treat on your birthday. With Albertsons For You, you earn points every time you shop and redeem them for discounts on groceries and more. Brand new Albertsons For You members receive $5 off their next $25 or more purchase just for signing up. Download the Albertsons app or simply update your existing mobile app to see your all new, all awesome perks. Albertsons, fresh foods, local flavors. Support your LSU Tigers with Hancock Whitney, the official bank of LSU athletics. From game day to the offseason, Hancock Whitney LSU credit and debit cards are a big win for any Tiger fan. Want to get your paws on these cards? Well, apply online or visit HancockWhitney.com/LSU. Hancock Whitney Bank, member FDIC. All accounts subject to credit approval. Terms and conditions may apply.
The powerhouse of college baseball on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Well, I told you the drama thickening here at the box, and it continues. Bottom of the 8th inning, 7-6. LSU leads by a run after a bases loaded hit by pitch to Tommy White. This place was on 11, ready to go, and first pitch hit Tommy White in the backside, brings in Joe Bear to make it 7-6, and now a new pitcher, Colby Frieda, takes over, and it'll be Jordan Thompson at the plate. Jordan today 1 for 3, had an RBI double in the 7th inning.
Frieda, the right-hander out of St. John's, Florida, 6'3", 215 pounds. Will be making his 5th appearance of the year.
First pitch, a fastball at 92, swing and a miss inside to Thompson, and it's 0-1.
He has a 2.7 ERA, 3 1/3 innings pitched, giving up 4 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts. He's 90-94.
This pitch low and inside, that'll leave it up to Jordan, 1-1.
That's a good fastball. He's going to try to blow it by you too. You're going to see a lot of heaters, fastball, curveball, changeup. So you got to get the foot down, just be ready to hit the hard one.
1-1 pitch, off speed, a strike just below the letters. Thompson not ready for that, and it's now 1-2. Bases loaded. Milazzo at third. Cruz at second. White at first base. 2 outs and a 1-2 count to Thompson. Frida's pitch to the plate. Missed outside. Another fastball this time at 92. And Thompson loaded the bat. Able to pick it up soon enough. Stayed away. And it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Frida from the stretch looks in. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Chase that one up and out. Thompson wants the swing back. Can't do it. And that'll end it for the Tigers. They take the lead on 1 run on 1 hit. They leave 3 men stranded. We go to the top of the 9th. Could be last chance for Kentucky. They trail 7-6. Back after this on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Oh, man, I'm glad you're here. Sit down and visit with me, Mom. I'm making it all ready for supper with my family tonight. I can't wait to hug my grandbabies and pass a good time over some good food. Ooh, I better start my rice. You know, it seems like all the best meals start by cooking some rice. Cajun country rice, of course. It's what you gotta have when you're cooking with love. I pick it up down the street at the grocery store, and I can even buy it online at CajunCountryRice.com. Y'all stay and eat. There's plenty, yeah.
Hi, I'm Kevin Falk, LSU Hall of Famer. My years at LSU were amazing. I've always loved celebrating with my teammates, especially when someone was serving up some delicious Manda salsa. For a lot of Tiger fans, it's just not game day without Manda in the mix. Serving top quality sauces and original seasoning is Manda's strong side. But it's not Manda's flavor that's always got me running back for more. You get it? Running back for more. After 75 years, the flavor still says it all. Manda Fine Meats, the official smoke sauce of LSU Athletics.
Hey, Tiger fans 12 and younger, don't miss your chance to be a part of Mike's Kids Club. Presented by Shell, the exclusive kids club of LSU Athletics. Join Mike's Kids Club for only $25. Get the official Mike's Kids Club t-shirt, free admission to select LSU athletic events, and much, much more. To learn about upcoming events and to join, please visit LSUMKC.com. The Mike's Kids Club, presented by Shell.
LSU Fighting Tiger Baseball from the LSU Sports Radio Network.
A reminder, fans, Dudley DeBosier stands up for the purple and gold. They fight for Tiger fans all across Louisiana. Dudley DeBosier proud to be an official partner of LSU Athletics. Here we go, top of the 9th inning. 7-6 LSU leads. Bryce Collins on the mound. Emilian Petrie at the plate in the first pitch from Collins. Breaking ball for a strike, and it's 0-1. 3, 4, and 5 due up for the Cats here in the top of the 9th. A combined 2 for 8 on the day. Here's a swing and a miss, and Collins gets ahead. Another great breaking ball right in on the left-handed hitter. No chance to get a bat on it, and it's 0-2. The 0-2 pitch, off speed but misses outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Petrie 0 for 2 on the day. Reached base twice, once in the 5th, once in the 7th by way of walk. He did score a run. The 1-2 from Collins. Swing and a miss. Milazzo has to pick it up. He'll throw to Jones. Does so. 1 down, 2 to go for the Fighting Tigers of LSU.
I mean, that's pitching 101, though. He gets ahead early with a strike, gets him to swing again. 0-2, wastes a pitch, unhittable, and then puts the next pitch down in the dirt. When you've got pitchers to work with, which Collins did, then you can be effective. That was, again, textbook 101 pitching.
Now we'll see Hunter Gillum. First pitch with the breaking ball located for a strike once again, and Collins has been spot on today with the curve. It's 0-1 to Gillum, who's 1 for 3, had a double with 2 runs driven in his last at bat. Here's a breaking ball late coming around, and fouling it off is Gillum, who again looked a little fooled on that one. It's 0-2. So again, as Buzzy just described, Collins ahead in the count. The 0-2 delivery. Going to be down in the dirt. Got away from Milazzo, but that's the 0-2 pitch you're looking for. Nothing for Gillum to work with. Maybe get him to chase. It's now 1-2.
And you still got a pitch to play with. And look, he's seen nothing but curveballs. The fastball's good enough to elevate here.
1-2, breaking ball, ground ball to short. Thompson gloves it, takes his time, fires to first. Jones has it. 2 down, 1 to go for the Fighting Tigers of LSU. And that'll be up now to Devin Burks, the catcher, who's 1 for 3 today, had a single in the 6th inning. Top of the 9th inning, Tigers leading 7-6.
Yeah, I thought Burks put together one of the better at-bats of the day in his last at-bat.
First delivery, strike on the outside corner. Painted it like Michelangelo with a breaking ball, and it's 0-1.
Oh, I should say 2 at-bats ago back in the 6th inning when he had his base hit, so no let up.
The 0-1. Breaking pitch rides in high and inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. And Collins working at a feverish pace. Now he'll take a little time, step off the rubber. Burks ready to go. 2 down, top of the 9th. Tigers lead 7-6. Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball. Sent foul. Right side. And now Collins ahead in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the crowd here at the box on their feet. Deciding game 3 of another SEC series. Top 12 matchup. The 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball short. And Burks stays away. Evens the count 2-2. It has been a battle for 2 straight games. The 2-2 pitch, breaking ball, hammered and in center field, base hit with 2 outs. So Burks with his 2nd hit of the day, able to wait on that pitch that just hung up. He was able to swipe it to center field. So the tension will ramp up again with the runner aboard, 2 outs. And that will bring to the plate Jace Felker. Felker in the 6th spot is 2 for 4 today. A couple of singles, drove in a run in the 7th inning. Also was a strikeout victim back in the 4th. Righty on lefty matchup here. Crowd still on their feet at the box. First pitch, breaking ball, ground ball to second base. Napolt gloves it, throws to first to Jones. Tigers win. Tigers win. They take the series over Kentucky with a 7-6 dramatic win here at the box in game 3. With the victory, the Tigers move to 29-6. They're now 9-5 in conference play. The Wildcats head back to the Bluegrass 28-7, 10-5 in SEC action. Blowout win on Thursday and 2 hotly contested battles on Friday and Saturday. They get the game in, and the Tigers get the victory and the series. 7-6 a final here at the box. Coming up later on, we'll crank up the Fighting Tiger 10th inning show. We'll have full game stats. We'll check scores around the SEC, and can't wait to hear from Coach Jay Johnson later on this afternoon. They get the game in, and the Tigers take the series. Again, 5th straight clinch series outside of South Carolina, where we only played 2 last weekend, but a solid victory today